Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lost Mine of Fandelver. I am the DM, and with me are my wonderful players. Hi, everybody. How are you?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. All of a sudden, I'm Dr. Nick. So welcome to the stream. As always, going to get through some quick announcements, and then we will get right to the game. So the very first thing I would like to do is I want to recognize and just put out there that today is International Trans Day of Visibility, and I want to make sure that everybody. I've been actually saying this in the last couple of streams I've done, but I will keep reiterating this: is that trans rights are human rights, and everybody within this community is is welcome, and we don't put up with any kind of discriminatory bullshit. I want to always reiterate that, because one of the things that I've been asked lately was why I have the LGBTQIA tag on my streams, and I wanted to make sure people know the reason for that is because it is not the norm for everybody to feel comfortable and safe and be themselves everywhere. And until that actually happens, I will continue to keep that tag up in my streams so people know that they are welcome here, that there is a safe place for them to be themselves, to be who they are without any type of judgment. And again, I don't put up with that bullshit where people will judge you for that or give you shit or discriminate against you. So that's why I have that tag up. Doesn't necessarily mean I have that content, but I always the content that I do try that I put out, I always try to keep that in mind for all my content. Am I being a good ally? Am I representing these things correctly? I'm an old guy. I do my best to try and learn new things, and I try to be a good ally where I can. But I just want to make sure that everybody always knows where players and creators stands on these issues, and that is not going to change. So, so happy International Trans Day of Visibility. So that is the very first announcement. The additional announcements are less important, but I still like to say them. Thank you again, everybody that supports the stream, whether you're following, whether you're subscribing. I want to make sure people know that if you have missed any of our content and you're looking to catch up, we do have a YouTube page. You can catch up on all of our stuff on our YouTube page if it's not on VOD here on Twitch. Um, and also we have a Discord page, so you're welcome to. We try to drop a lot of links for support. Whether it's tabletop support or game support or just generally just getting to know each other, talking and stuff like that. So please feel free to join our Facebook group, our Discord, our YouTube. We are still tracking all of our subs. We're trying, we're getting those goals. We're slowly inching up those goals because we definitely want to do a lot of cool stuff, and all of you are making that happen for us. So thank you for that. Um, yeah, I'm getting through these announcements a lot quicker every time. Um, and yeah, so we're just going to continue as long as you're watching and you're entertained and you're having as much fun as we are. We're going to continue doing all of this stuff. Um, yeah. This Friday, as always, is Friday Night Magic here on this channel. But I've always said that if magic is not your thing, you could always go to Unconventional Heroes, which is Jean and Julia. They usually run the Curse of Strahd. This Friday they won't be.
Yeah, so this Friday we're likely going to do another Dungeon Delvers, only because my beautiful fiance is getting LASIK on Friday, so it'll be a little bit hard for her to run D&D. So this Friday
I will be blind.
this Friday Rennie and I will take over by delving a dungeon, and I think we're going to go into how to create a compelling character. But
Awesome.
That's a indecision.
We could do Bird Box though. We could do or whatever the show was.
Oh man. So yeah, so if magic, like I said, if magic's not your thing, but if you are going to join me for magic, tomorrow at 8 p.m., usually right after magic, I wind up in Unconventional Heroes channel anyway. So you're free. Please feel free to join me for that. Good Neighbors is the RPG, the Monster of the Week RPG that Matt puts together with his incredible cast there. That group is so funny. And I forget what the schedule is for that, Matt.
We release weekly episodes, and it would be unfair of me to say that I put it together. The head of that project is Leland Heed, and he is fantastic at what he does. Weekly episodes come out every Monday at noon.
I mean by put together, I mean that you're part of the cast. I didn't mean to, yeah. No, absolutely. Please check out all the great work that they do there. It is, if podcasts are your thing, and you just, again, you can't get your fill of RPGs, definitely worth the listen. And then last but certainly not least, John, with Tales of the Left Hand, again, swashbuckling magic and amazing voice acting work. Yeah, definitely worth buying the book, purchasing the book, and listening to the amazingness of what John has put together.
It's really good.
Yes, it's really good. Hey, don't roll your eyes. I'm gonna keep doing this shit. I'm gonna pimp all your stuff out because damn it, it's good.
All right. Okay.
So with that, let us move into our game. So last we left off, you had the group had made its way to Thundertree, which is a ruin. It's a little east of Neverwinter. And during your journey, you had an interesting run-in with some strange forbidden avocados, which turned out to not be forbidden avocados, turned out to be blood-sucking sturges, which thankfully you were able to dispatch without too much of an issue. But as you continued your journey, you did make your way to Thundertree. Where we left off, you had saw the sign warning you of zombies and tree creatures. You ran into some of the zombies, and as we left off, you started to see these little tree creatures just begin to charge at you like little feral Groots, just going for the ankles and knees. And that is where we had left off last week. I need all of you to roll initiative, please, as we jump right into it. All right, so hold those numbers for a moment. Get all of this up and running. Ready to go. Okay. Alrighty. All right. So, Gwarple, what did you get?
I have an 8.
8. Drovar.
10.
Basha?
15.
15. And Bocek.
Also 15.
All right.
Well, I have a +0 to my dex, so you're
Yeah,
probably going
I
first.
think Bocek will go first, yeah. All right, so as we start off combat, Bocek, You are first.
That tree's right in front of me, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, so just as a reminder, the squares themselves represent, as far as movement is concerned, 10 feet. It's a little confusing, so in order to kind of do away with the confusion, as long as you are square to each other, you are considered within melee range. But as far as movement is concerned, they will still be considered 10 feet. Just to kind of like make it easy. Because that it can always be confusing once you start changing all of that.
And I only see those 2 trees, right?
You see the one right in front of you that seem to like just kind of run out from like this tree that's growing from the inside of this ruin. You also can see, you only see the 2 so far. So Drovar, you see that one, but we're not to you yet. But
Right.
you can.
I can probably tell that Boschek is looking at something in there. It's like it's like they're all around us.
Yeah, because the stone walls around this ruin they're not complete. There is no roof. They are broken and somewhat. So there are some areas where you can see in clearly. Others are a little obscured. So Bochek, you have very clear line of sight of the one right in front of you.
Excellent. I am going to rage and punt.
Okay. All right, go for it.
Only a 9.
9. Yeah. So as it's running at you, you go to kick at it. You go, you start raging, and you go to kick at it, and it just, and it's just
like
so fast, like it's very quick,
like Charlie Brown with a football.
Yeah. Thankfully, you didn't fall flat on your ass. All right. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Next up is Basha.
Ah, cursed tiny green menace! As I see this running under
hide.
Bochek's foot, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's running like it is only like it comes up barely to his knees.
Great. Yeah, as I see this thing running out from under his missed kick, I'm gonna firebolt it. Like, die!
Okay, go for it. Roll for attack.
That's a crit on the die, so does a 26 hit?
Ooh, that definitely hits.
Rolling some damage. That is 11 fire damage.
All right. So, as you shoot this firebolt, and you're holding Jan in your hand, you just you see first it's like a blue arcane energy that actually just kind of draws from it, and as it's drawn from Jan, your hand slowly becomes engulfed in flame, and in this small little flame, and then you shoot it out. And it's not a large flame; it's a pretty small flame. And as it hits this small creature, you just can hear it. And as it does this, it just goes up in flame, like more flame than you just conjured. And you just watch as it just blackens and begins to ash, and you just see the arms fall off, and it just falls over. Seems to have taken more damage than you actually thought it would.
I hold out the hand that just shot the bolt at it and blow the smoke off my hand.
Yeah, just like yeah. All right. You still have movement if you'd like to take it.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Do I see the one back there, Drovar? You just reacted, right? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I see it coming.
I'm gonna turn around, so I'm assuming I can see it.
Yeah, you can.
Not see it.
You would be able to see it from where you're at.
I'm gonna move so I'm next to Drovar. Just like I'm coming. Well, actually, I don't even need to. I'll just move up one.
Okay.
So like I'm coming.
All right.
Yeah, keep that fire coming, girl.
All right. Yeah, no problem. And yeah, now that you've moved, you can definitely see it a lot clearer. Just about the same size as the one that you just incinerated. Just coming for Drovar. All right. So that is Basha's turn. It is now these little creatures' turns. So the first thing that happens is...
I don't like how we said turns, like there's more than one.
So the first thing that happens is as this little one is running towards you, Bocek, you see another one of these creatures run around the corner, and comes around basically from around this corner here, and just runs out in front of you. It's like, and then you see another one, Drovar, you actually see come out from around this corner here and run up to essentially try to get over to you. And yet another one comes out from around this corner as well. And you know, that's as far as he can make it. And just runs up that way. So we have two that essentially are coming at Drovar, and we have two that are coming at Bocek. The one, we'll start with Bocek. The one there is going to attempt to just, like, you can see these little, like, the branches extended like claws on these little creatures, and they just kind of run up and are just going for your legs. So that will be the first one. Not gonna hit you with a 5. He actually just comes up on your leg and just kind of like, and it feels like he's just scratching you, like, you know, like you had an itch and it's just scratching. The other one is going for the other leg, and that one is going to be a 15 to hit. Does a 15 hit you? All right. So that one is going to be 2 piercing damage as he just gets your other leg. This one drawing a little bit of blood. Now the 2 on Drovar. First one comes up to you with a 14. Does 14 hit?
Yep.
Okay. And that's...
Oh, Bocek, you're raging, right? So you should take... did you have it?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
No, I forgot to.
Yep, so you only take 1. So, yeah, Drovar, this one goes for your legs as well. And that's going to be 2 piercing damage halved to 1 because you're...
I'm not raging yet.
You're not raging
Yeah.
yet. So this will be 2 piercing damage. And then the other one, that is a 13 to hit.
That's a miss.
All right, that one. Now that you have this one that's kind of on your leg, just going after you. The other one, you're kind of like shifting around, and the other one just kind of misses as it goes for you. And then that is going to be their turn, which brings us to you, Drovar.
All right, I'm just, yelling at him in Dwarvish. It's like, get back in your trees and we won't step on you. But I will swing the great axe anyway.
Okay.
That is a 24.
24 hits.
12.
12 damage. Yeah, you just cleave it right in two. without any issue. It stops moving almost as quickly as it just came and ran out of you. So for one moment, it's like, and you're,
Got kindling for tonight's fire.
I was just going to say that. Great minds.
all right. You have some movement, or you can stay where you're at.
I'll stay there because they're showing a desire to kind of circle around us. I think the only thing I'll say to Bush is just watch our backs. If they're coming from this side, they could come from the other. But otherwise, yeah, I'll stay put.
Okay, perfect. All right. So with that, it is now Gorple's turn.
All right. Is that one that he hit with the axe? Is that still alive?
Oh no, that one is gone. Let me get rid of that one.
All right. So I say in grunt to Teague, I go, charge that one and cover Bosch's flank, and I leap.
Okay.
We'll leap 25 feet to that tree.
Well, so were you mounted on Teague? This is important.
Yeah, I guess technically, does that
Okay.
half movement?
Yeah, so that becomes it's half your movement to dismount from him. So
Well,
you can still jump, but it would just be half your movement.
I won't do that. I will just take a crossbow shot at the one behind Drovar.
Okay, no problem.
I imagine AC 10 does not hit.
It does not, unfortunately. So yeah, as you turn and you go to shoot, Teague is already kind of beginning to make his movement from the instructions you gave him. So it kind of throws your aim off slightly, and you just miss.
I will still dismount. I'm just going to stand on top of that ruined wall.
Okay, no problem.
And then Teague will charge.
Okay, roll attack for Teague.
Big bad 17.
That definitely hits.
Total of 14 damage with the charge.
Okay, so as Teague charges at this little creature, you can see it's trying to claw at Bocek's leg, and it's starting to scratch it up pretty fierce. And Teague just runs right up, and not only as he charges, you watch as he just kind of claws and just shreds the wood creature just into these just wood shavings. Like it's just all over.
Go, this is in Cholt. We got plenty of these things. This is just a normal day. Undead and moving plant creatures. This is fine.
And I'm like, yes, lizard boy, get it! Kill the evil broccoli, go!
And it is just wood shavings now.
We are finished.
Alrighty, so that brings us back to the top of the round. So as that happens, Drovar, you begin to see more movement, and you are able to, just out of the corner of your eye, see come out of this building over here two more of these little creatures.
Okay. Oh, yeah, over there. I see him.
And they begin, and you can see that they're already starting to run towards you. They're actually going to use their action and movement to try and get to you. So yeah, that'll put that one there, and then this one will wind up there.
Okay.
And then
and then
Basha, you hear this rustling noise, and you look up, and in the tree next to you, you see another one of these little creatures poising itself to just jump on top of you.
Get from above.
You're not sure if it was there all this time or if it just made its way up there and is getting ready. But thankfully, it doesn't seem like it's actually going to. It's just kind of like and ready to, but it doesn't. Okay. So now back at the top of the round, Bocek, it is your turn.
I'm just going to slap the thing that's clawing at my leg. Bad little tree man.
Okay, go for it. What'd you get?
That is a 24 to hit.
That definitely hits.
And that is going to be 11 damage.
11 damage. As you slap him down, there's just this crunch as he just turns into a pile of twigs and brush. Unmoving. You can still see the face, the mouth open with these kind of very strange, sharpened pieces of wood that seem to be like fangs. But it just crushes under your the immense pressure of your fist. And is no longer moving.
And then I'm going to move over to Basha, where the one seems like it's about to jump out of a tree at her.
Okay.
And try to punch it out of the air.
Okay. Has not jumped from the tree yet, and it's about 10 feet up. So, do you want to try and climb up the tree and take the hit? Because you still have some movement?
It is 10 feet up. I am about 8 feet tall. And
that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. So yeah, you can definitely take a swing at him.
That is a 26 to hit.
That hits.
And that is another 11 damage.
Yeah, as it's poised and it begins to leap, you just and it just smacks it against the actual trunk of the tree it just leapt off of, and just you can watch it just crumple, and the pieces of its what looks like its body and possibly what constituted its back is just broken, and it just falls to the ground unmoving. Right?
And that's it for my turn.
Okay. Basha, it is now your turn.
Yeah, so she kind of watches that fall, is like, okay, and then just turns and is like, all right, next one. Then just, she's gonna shoot for the one that is closest to Drovar.
Okay.
But she's just gonna be like, Drovar, duck, and shoot another firebolt, because that seemed to work real well last time.
All right.
Like, when does shooting fire at something not work really well? Apparently right now. Does an 11 hit?
11 does not hit.
So it goes wide and hits the trees.
Ow!
Yeah. Yeah, you can
sorry.
you can feel you can feel that singe of heat as it passes over your head, Drovar.
Just a quick glance over the shoulder.
Sorry.
Yeah. The little creature seems, as it passes right by it, it seems very freaked out by this small ball of flame. And is now like actively trying to see where it came from, and you now have its attention.
I think I might also. Should I move? I might move.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I'm gonna move just diagonally. Like, I'm going over here. I'm just over here now.
All right, no worries. Alrighty. Okay, so that is Basha's turn. It is now these little creatures' turn. All right, so this one is actually going to move right here. This one is going to take that spot. This one is just going to move here. And All right. So the one right above you, Drovar, this one right here, he is going to attack first. He does have advantage because he is flanking with the other one.
Clever girl.
So that will be... That is going to be a 21 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
And so that is going to be a total of 4 piercing damage. As its little claws just kind of start tearing at your pants and around your boots. And you can feel the blood starting to just kind of start to pool around your ankle.
They're starting to dig into me now. It's like,
yeah. It's annoying, but you can tell that enough of this will probably do a lot of damage. And then the one to your immediate, that's going to be, you're right, is going to take attack that have advantage. But that is going to be a 17 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
And that will be 2 piercing damage as it starts to claw into your leg. And the one directly in front of you has its back turned to you and is going to go for Basha, as she is the one that shot that fire at it. All right. So that is going to be a 16 to hit.
Oh, it hits.
Okay. So Basha, you take 2 piercing damage as it begins to kind of claw into your leg as well. All right. And that is the end of their turns. That means, Drovar, you are up.
Okay. I will attack with advantage on the one between me and Basha.
Absolutely. Go for it.
Okay. A 20.
That definitely hits.
12 damage.
Well, you cleave that one in twain just like you did the other. Just right.
Kind of, I'm really, it's like I whip around, take that one out, and I'm facing the other two, but I'm looking around, we're making noise. Just, it's like these little buggers can come from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I just, call out, it's like, it's going to be death by paper cuts if more of them come, so just keep your eyes open.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
Oh, what a terrible way for a scholar to die.
All right, Gorple, you are up.
All right, I will order T to charge that one near Drovar.
Okay, roll for an attack.
That was a 14.
14 hits.
That will be a total of 11.
11. And once again, Teague just and just jumps and just shreds it. Just as it knocks it over onto the ground, just begins shredding it to pieces with its large hooked razor claws on its feet. And it just turns it into wood shavings, no longer moving.
I kind of nod in appreciation, and I will hop I'm going to hop to the tree and kind of like slide down it with my climb speed, drawing my short sword, and plunge it into this twig.
Okay, go for it.
Uh, 19?
19 hits.
Total of 6 short sword damage, and I don't know if it can be poisoned.
Roll your... What is it? It's a con 12, right?
Yep, con 12.
Okay. It fails. So as you plunge your sword into it, you just watch as immediately it starts looking around, and the brown wood of its body, the actual shrubbery and leaves on its person, on its it just begins to slowly blacken and brown, and it's just looking around like doesn't know what's going on, and it just convulses and then just falls to the ground, just continuing to shrivel and blacken until it is no longer moving.
I got your back, Drovar.
All right, just still circling, like waiting for any more rustling or anything like that. I figure one boot is like probably like blood's kind of like sloshing out of the top of it at this point from
Just
all the cuts on that one leg.
Yeah, just slightly. Make a perception check for me, Grover.
3. So too much to look at. I
Yeah.
can't literally see the forest for the trees.
Yeah, everything looks like these little things at this point. Like that, that bush over there, and that tree maybe inside that tree.
I mean, I could hop to one of these trees between and kind of take a look around to see if I see any more of these guys.
Might be good. Maybe get inside this ruin here. At least it can't come at us from every direction.
So, at this point in time, you don't see or hear anything that seems to be threatening at the moment. But so you can move yourselves within the ruin if you like, as you had planned.
Yeah, I just want to hop to that tree and take a look around.
Okay, so you hop to that tree. Make a perception check for me, please.
I went on a roller coaster for that dice roll. That's an 11.
11. That's good enough. So as you're taking a look, you can see down into the ruin right next to you. And you can see where those additional small tree creatures had kind of uprooted themselves. You can see what looks like, disturbed earth and dirt. But you don't see anything moving in there currently.
The next ruins looks pretty clear.
All right. I don't know. Maybe we any more of these ruins would come up. We throw rocks in them first, see what comes running out.
Just firebolt right
I
through.
mean, there's a small building about 40 feet to the west. Look, I don't know if it's a ruins. I can't tell, but it doesn't look like it has a door.
Yeah, I saw 2 of them come out of there, so I think it's another crumbled thing. Hey, I'm fine with starting things with a little bit of fire.
Okay.
Gather up their remains. It's good kindling for later, like you said.
Yeah, Basha. So, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you begin to kind of go to one of the little creatures and begin to kind of, especially the one that you just, the first one that you just kind of firebolted and it just kind of went up. As you pick it up, where it's, because it does look very much like it has a torso and a waist and legs and arms and a face. Although you don't see like what would be eyeballs, it's just like you just see kind of like what would essentially be deep sockets. There is absolutely a mouth with wooden fangs, and as you're picking it up, where its stomach would be, you can see what looks like kind of like these, like it's very like this viscous, thick muck. It's kind of greenish. It looks a little mossy. Make a medicine check for me, please.
Okay. I eat it. No, I'm kidding. I don't do that.
Also,
sadly, I don't think she's ever seen this before because that's only an 8.
Okay. Yeah, it smells disgusting. You have no idea what this is. It's what, maybe stomach contents? But outside of that,
vial. I want to gather some, but not touch it. Like I don't want to touch it with my hands, but I don't think I have anything. Glorpal, do you have something which you can touch liquids that are maybe bad? I don't know what this is. I want to
mean-
collect it.
I am a naturally poisonous creature, so most mundane poisons don't affect me.
Yes, I don't know if this is poison or just weird, but do you want to come get this?
Sure. And I'll try to scoop it up.
Okay. Make a medicine check for me as you scoop this up.
I got a middle of the road 10.
10. You're not sure what it is. It definitely has like a moss-like quality, but it's more of a liquid or kind of like almost like a jelly. And as you're picking it up, you can see what look like parts from insects. You see what looks like a bird skull. You can see what looks like partially eaten rodent. You're not sure.
They're carnivorous plants. It looks like that's not an uncommon thing in the jungle. I mean,
Yeah.
them moving off their own roots, that's a little weird.
That's new. Yeah.
Well, why don't we collect this somehow? I don't know if I have anything to collect it.
Sure. I'll just
Okay.
grab a bunch and put it in a pouch.
Okay. Well, yeah, as you're holding it and you're kind of looking at it, your hand is starting to tingle a little bit.
This is weird. Yeah, I'll just throw it in an empty pouch. Just be like, all right. I mean, I don't really have any
Wait, there's a
vials.
pouch, but yeah.
Okay.
Wonder what that would do on my axe if your skin don't like it.
Like clean the axe?
No, keep it on there and swing it at somebody.
Oh.
Also, Drover, are you very hurt? How are you feeling?
They got a good little clip on me.
All right.
And switch to translate into player terms, I'm down to 30 hit points out of 40. So I lost
All
about
right, here.
8 in that the little knifing.
I'll grab onto my hunter's grotto thing, and I'll kind of lay a hand on your armor opposed to your skin, and I whisper the true name of life, and I will cast Cure Wounds on Drovar.
Okay. As he does again, you can all see that as he's holding the gem, it slightly glows, and then that glow actually translates into his hand, and you feel that kind of like it's a very similar feeling to when Shug would actually heal you. But there's actually like you swear just for a second, you kind of smell like trees and nature more so than where you are right now. Like it's almost so it's very odd, but
The effect is the same, but the means of it coming into me, it's coming from a different place than when Shug would do it.
Right.
And I just sort of, oh,
And I unfortunately
it's so green.
I only heal you for 3 as I rolled a 1.
All right, well, that's better. Stop the bleeding at least. Dumps the blood and critter parts out of his boot and
yeah.
puts it back on.
All right. Okay, excellent. So with that, where would you all like to proceed from here?
Well, I mean, we don't. Does this look like the inside of an herbalist shop?
It does not. It's what it looks like to you. It's very dilapidated. The walls themselves. If you had to guess, it looks like possibly like small cottages or living spaces at some point. But outside of that, not much else. You can see what looks like old rotted pieces of furniture, like tables and chairs and things like that. But very, very rotted. The trees and vines and bushes have very much overtaken the area and just kind of started to reclaim it.
Do you want me to just check that far cottage real quick to make sure there's nothing behind us?
Sure.
So,
I'll poke around in here for a second, looking under. It's like, okay, just...
Yeah, I was going to say, Drovar, or anybody else who's in the building with you can make an investigation check. Actually, I'm sorry, not investigation, perception.
Oh, okay.
This would be perception, sorry.
Well, the investigation was the 13. Perception is 1. So I'm still...
Okay. Yeah,
that heal, I'm just like, Whew, I feel good.
Yeah, this place is the place is very overgrown.
That's an 11.
11.
13 for me.
Okay. Yeah. So Drovar, you're just kind of like, still putting your boot on, looking at how overgrown everything is. You definitely realize, again, not an herbalist shop. Bocek and Basha, as you're both kind of looking around, you almost spot it at the same time. Almost difficult. You might have missed it if you weren't actively looking around. Where it looks like there's some overgrown vines and bushes, you can see what looks like just the slightest glint of metal.
Ooh, there's something here.
You start to
really?
you start to clear it away, and as you start to clear it away, there is a very old chest, and the glint that you saw was the latch. There seems to be that there was a lock at some point, but it is clearly rusted and broken, and falling away from the latch itself.
What'd you find?
I'm not sure yet. We're going to find out, and I will open it.
Yeah, you start to open it, and you can see that actually some of the roots from the trees in here have actually started to grow over. So you just kind of like have to like pull the roots away slightly, and as you do, you can see that there's it looks like old like sackcloth is just kind of like crumpled up inside. You begin to move the sackcloth away, and immediately as you move it, you hear what sounds like metal, like kind of jingling. And as you do, there are coins in this chest. You take the time in the moment to kind of go through it. It is 700 copper pieces, 160 silver pieces, and 90 gold pieces.
Neat. I will distribute that. I have to do math.
All right. Well, I guess it makes sense. That woman was saying her family had to flee in a hurry because of the volcano. Maybe it looks like others couldn't take their treasure with them.
No, perhaps not.
We should check the other buildings, I suppose.
Okay.
All right. So where to next?
Drovar's dwarven fondness for shiny things is coming out a little bit, and he'll want to, since nothing seems to have come running out of this one, he'll come out here and start making his way, along the southern edge of the build of this middle building to take a look at there. But he's not rushing ahead. He, plenty of thick trees ahead. There could be more of these little things.
Right.
So he's moving, carefully and keeping an eye out.
Okay. So, all right. So Drovar, as you do that, as you come out, you can now clearly see that there is yet another building, directly ahead of you. But unlike the other buildings here, this small house appears to be in better condition than the ruined and dilapidated structures nearby. The doors are reinforced with heavy iron bands, and thick shutters protects the windows.
So it's kind of like that tavern up at the top of the map.
Kind of.
It's not as like the ones in the middle are really crumbling. The one up above at least had a roof on it. This one seems in even better condition than either of those.
Yes, in much better condition than anything you've seen thus far.
Okay, so I'll step out and go, oh, now there's something interesting. Come take a look at this.
Oh, well, let me see. Oh.
All right. So while you're showing,
care of that one.
Yeah. So while you're showing Basha that, Gorple, you're making your way over to the other one.
Yeah, I want to check out the one that we haven't seen in case there's more of these guys.
Okay. Make a stealth check for me, please. For you and Teague. Well, if you're mounted on Teague, it would just be for Teague.
I'm not. Oh yeah, I am mounted, so that'll be a 19 for Teague.
Okay. So quiet as possible, you kind of, make Teague move over there. While you get over to the doorway, you can now see into the structure. And one of the things that you see almost immediately is much like the other building. You can see these two mounds of earth just completely like ripped up and disturbed. And again, it seems, Drovar did tell you that this is where he saw two of those creatures come out of this building. You can see exactly where they came out of. But as you kind of look around and inspect a little more, you don't see any evidence of anything else in here.
All right, I just go. It's clear over here. Do you want me to search the building?
Drovar, we cannot hear you.
You're right. I was not holding the button. Come on down here. We found a building a little more interesting.
Okay.
All right.
Also, just so everyone knows, you all get 175 copper, 40 silver, and 22 gold. I just hand it to I just hand it to Bocek. Like, Bocek, this is your portion. There you go.
So 175 copper. What was the
40,
silver?
40 silver and 22 gold.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So you all begin to make your way over to this building that, again, seems to be definitely much more put together and actually taken care of than the others. This right here is a door. And once again, the door seems to be reinforced with these heavy iron bands. It is a wooden door. And if you do come around to this side, you can actually see a window that is shuttered and closed. What would you like to do?
Looking at the door, does it look like, okay, so it's been reinforced and somebody's put a lot of care into keeping this thing from being knocked down. Does it look like something has tried to get in? Are there like scratches at the door or anything like that?
There does seem to be like scratches towards the bottom of the door, but they're not very deep.
Like these little plant creature height?
Yeah, pretty much.
I knock on the door.
Well, okay.
All right.
Okay.
So Bocek, you walk up. A couple of seconds go by. 10 seconds go by. And you all hear hello from behind the door.
Yes, hello.
Hello, we're passing through these town, as you call it, and this is the most intact building we've seen. So we're a little curious, but we're not here to cause any trouble.
Make a persuasion check, Drovar.
Ooh, I'm so good at these.
Also, as we're standing here, Bosch is tucking one gold piece into each of your pockets while you're standing there. I'm evening it out. Sorry.
All right, hold up there. Only an 8.
All right, he rolled a 1. So as you do this, you hear a heavy latch just, and then another, and then the door slowly opens, and you see this very gaunt, white-bearded human. And he just kind of sticks his head out slightly, and he goes, "You didn't see the sign?"
Oh, we saw it.
We saw it. We ignore it.
Well, and then we met the things that you put that up, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Well, we were wary of them, and we've encountered them, and got through it.
Right. What do you want? What do you want?
Are you Radolf?
as you ask this question, he just kind of notices you for the first time, Gorple. And he looks at you, kind of cocks an eyebrow, and goes, "Yeah."
Kaleem sent us to find you. We had some questions that you might be able to answer.
As you say this, he kind of like this whole time he's just like in very like just sticking his head out slightly, and you say Kaleem's name, and he just kind of slightly kind of smiles. He goes, "All right, come in." He kind of opens the door up and motions for all of you to follow him inside.
Thank you.
You can keep the dino outside, please. So, do you go inside, Bochek?
Yes.
Okay. So it's a little tight. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze. You are 8 feet tall, and the ceiling only seems to be about 6 foot high. So you are kind of scrunched in a little bit. And as he sees you kind of scrunching in, he kind of looks up to you and goes, "Sorry."
It's okay. Bochek used to this.
Right. So he kind of looks at all of you and says, "So Colleen sent you, huh?
Hey,
All right. What can I do for you?"
look at the groups like, we're looking for a place called Cragmaw Castle. And she said that if anyone knew where to find, like how to find it, it'd be you.
"Oh yeah, I know where the castle is."
You do? Oh, good. We get out map.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. So you get out the map. Let's pull out the map, shall we? Where's the map? There we go. All right. So you pull out the map, and he kind of looks at it and goes, "What's with the blood?"
Oh, that was from very mean bugbear who spat on map to show us where things were.
Other locations.
Mm-hmm. All right. So he looks and he goes, "Well, you almost got it right. It's right around here." And he kind of begins to mark where Cragmaw Castle is. And he goes, "Yes, it's right there." The blood splatter would probably keep you kind of circling around for about a day or so, but that should narrow it down for you.
All right.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
The other spatter's looking for a place called Wave Echo Cave. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I have. What's your interest in?
We're in the employ of a fellow who believes he found it, but some other folks have got their hands on him and they want to find it first.
All right. Well, it's not really something I like talking about. And granted, Helene sent you and all, but I can help you, but I'm going to need something from you first.
Okay.
Deal.
He kind of looks at you. He looks at you, Bochek. He kind of chuckles a little bit. All right. You all. That's your leader.
Well,
No.
no, but he's probably. Sometimes we just. Funny things happen when he starts talking, and sometimes it's better to just let it ride. So we'll. Let's at least hear what it is you need.
Yeah, we have not exactly elected the leader, but yes, we are willing to
Alright.
listen to your proposition.
I gotta. Well, look. There's an issue. I'm part of a group that essentially tries to, well, we try to help keep the balance of things. We don't like it when things go out of balance, and we do whatever we can to try and fix that. Kind of why I'm here. Kind of why I put up the sign. Want to make sure that, that wandering adventurers like yourselves don't decide that, hey, they're going to come out here to Thundertree and try and find some gold or some treasures, and find themselves hurt or killed. And I was fine to do that, but the reason why I didn't come back when Colleen was expecting me.
Yeah, she is wondering where you went.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I need help with. See, I'll bring you to Wave Echo Cave, but I can't leave the problem that I have here. And the problem, did y'all see the tower as you were coming in?
Hard to miss.
Yeah. Well, issue there is, well, there's a dragon in there.
A dragon?
Yeah.
What?
Gorbel, a smile begins to spread across his face. I do have to hunt the largest creatures to prove myself.
I mean, okay, but does it have to be dragon?
Well, all right. Well, it's not. It's pretty young, but make no mistake, it is still a dragon. It's a green dragon. I think it's kind of taken up resonance, and I've been watching it for some time now. It's been killing some of the creatures around here, and so far that's fine because creatures got to eat. But green dragons aren't necessarily known to be the nicest of dragons. They are chromatic. I don't know if anybody knows much of what that means.
Should I know something of that? DM?
Anybody who would like to can make a history check for me.
Dwarves just know that dragons generally suck and take our stuff.
That's a 16 for Basha.
Okay.
I got a 15, and I also speak Draconic.
Okay.
Whoa.
Bocek?
12.
12? Okay. Bocek, you know that the dragons who are not metal dragons are pretty bad. Like, they're not nice dragons. The metal ones, nice dragons. Ones that are not metal, bad dragons.
Bocek know that non-shiny dragons don't appear in fairy tales and grant wishes. Non-shiny dragons are ones you slay, right?
Typically, yes.
Those are the other kind of fairy tales.
Yeah. Warple and Basha, with your roles, you know exactly what Bocek just said is absolutely true. But additionally, you know that green dragons are venomous, immune to poisons, and tend to be for the best way to put it, liars and deceivers, and very good at that. So yeah,
Yes, they are. Bocek, not only are they not in fairy tales or grant wishes, they are very bad and they like to lie, and they're very good at lying. So you can't listen to them or trust them.
Bocek decked in schnaz.
Yes, they are poisonous though. That may pose problem for you, Gorbel, though, no?
It just means that my natural venom will likely not work.
Hmm.
We've back at my homeland, there's been a green dragon or two that has made deals with my people. They are not the most trustworthy creatures, but it helped out when my people needed things, and they helped protect it. I've also heard it enslaved kobolds and lizard men, and there's a lot of bad things with dragons.
Can we lie to it and tell it about there's cave with kobolds somewhere and try to send it away? No, I guess it would just come back, huh?
Depending on how we approach, it would probably eat us. It's a dragon.
Yeah, never
We're
mind.
just small
We
people.
just kill it.
So, well, like I said, and Radolf kind of continues, it's a pretty young dragon. The fact that it could actually fit in the tower kind of lends to that theory. But I haven't approached it because I'm just me. I have my abilities, but I'm also trying to protect this area as well. So, as you can imagine, I've been pretty busy out here. So, if you could help me out, and I'm not asking you to kill this dragon, but if you can somehow make it go away, that means I can actually leave here, and I can take you to Wave Echo Cave if you wish.
Would you be opposed of us killing it?
I would not be opposed to it. Green dragons are a pain in the ass.
How big is it?
Well, it can fit in the tower. It's again, it's a young dragon, so I would venture to say, just in
Could it
out of
could it
game
fit?
terms.
Could it fit in this house?
Oh no, the tower is a scotch bigger than this house.
All right.
And the roof is caved in, so it seems to be essentially kind of climbing in through the top and making its lair, its nest, down there. In terms and out of game terms, it is considered a large dragon, a large creature. So it is one size larger than all of you.
So on the map, it would take up one of those 4 squares.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I kind of pull out one of my big new weighted nets. I could stop it from flying if I can land it, the net properly.
Maybe if we drop the net on it from above, if it's in there.
Well, me and T can climb. We can climb a tower. I don't know how you want to do this. Also, Radolf, you look really hungry. Are you hungry?
I'm good. Thank you.
I like
And
pull out a berry.
As you do, he begins to actually pull out his own good berry. And he goes, "Great minds," and kind of pops it into his mouth. But like I said, if y'all do me that favor, I can take you to Wave Echo Cave. But yeah.
How often does it leave the tower? I mean, it's got to eat, right?
Well, last I checked, it pulled. It's got some food that it brought up to the beginning, to the front of the tower itself. And Warple, you recall, as when you were actually doing a check, you saw these large. You couldn't make out what they were, but you saw these large creatures that seemed to be stationary. As Radolf says,
2 large creatures up at the top of the hill, but it was too far for me to get a good look.
Yeah. Every now and then, I would say about every week and a half to 2 weeks, it tends to leave. But if it's got food, if it brings food back with it, it stays here for a while. So,
all right.
Would you, Radolf? Could you give us just a bit of a layout of Thundertree, so that, and maybe things we need to watch out for on our way to that tower?
Oh well, yeah. There's the ash zombies, and then there's the twigs. I call them twigs. They're most folk call them blights. But yeah, I just call them twigs for short. There are a few giant spiders running around making their home. Again, I try not to wander too much here. Like my responsibility has been mainly making sure that folks don't wander, haphazardly in here. But when the dragon took up residence, I've kind of been stationary. I haven't moved around too much. Want to make sure that I can see its comings and goings. So this place gives me a pretty good view of the tower, so I can actually see where it's going. But I would say in the last week to week and a half, I have not made my way around the rest of Thundertree. But I can give you kind of a rough outline of what it looks like. And with that, he begins to take a small, like a small twig, and he starts essentially kind of making a small sketch in the dirt of the floor here to give you all a better idea of what Thundertree looks like. So I'm going to pull that map up, and that way you can actually start to see a better view. So he starts to carve out some roads, and also where some buildings are. He's not 100% sure on the buildings, as in like exactly what they are, but he kind of calls them just, ruins.
Where did you see giant spiders?
Oh, well, they just... giant spiders come and go as they please. So I couldn't rightly say exactly where they are. But last I recall, they were on the far side of the ruins.
That's where
yeah.
I wanted to go. But all right.
So the most, I want to say the most, probably the most, besides this building and the tavern, the most non-wrecked ruin would probably be the old apothecary shop. That's all.
Yes. Where is that?
That is a second. That's definitely on the east, on the far east side of the ruins. That is that is this small building over here. And as he's kind of like sketching out this very, very rough map, he kind of points out that it's this building right over here.
Okay, good. Now I have a better idea of where it is. Thank you.
No worries. There is there's some roads. My advice would be to kind of stick to the roads. They're less infested, and I did my best, again, before I kind of sequestered myself here, to clear out much of the brush from the roads, so that way if there were some fools that wandered in here, they might be able to beat a hasty retreat.
That was very kind of you.
Well, like I said, just want to keep that balance. And if I may, what is your business, Cragmaw Castle?
We think the fellow who hired us was taken there.
Yeah, well, that castle's been a pain in my backside for a while too. Got some goblins and some hobgoblins hole up in there. They've been kind of raiding here and there, kind of ambushing people. It's been, like I said, been a real big pain in my ass. Definitely would appreciate it if someone did take care of them. But again, I'm only one person. I can only do so much. But you do me this favor with the dragon. You do something about him, and I will take you all the way to Wave Echo Cave if you need me to.
Okay. And it looks like we have some killing of dragon to do.
Well, I would say this, Radolph, not to rain on your hospitality, but maybe we should take a bit of a break to patch our wounds. If we're going to go try to take on this dragon, we're probably going to be one at mostly full strength.
Oh, please, yeah, by all means, make yourselves, you're safe here. It shouldn't, I don't get bothered much here, which is why I made this particular building. This is as far away from all the craziness here in the ruins as I could possibly find. So, by all means, take a rest. Would anybody here like a good berry?
I wouldn't mind a few. Those twig blights cut me up pretty good, but if we're resting here, Wouldn't say no.
All right. And he hands each of you a good berry. Is much I wish I could do more. But again, feel free to rest.
All right.
This morning I actually had to do a couple of things which kind of expended some of my higher abilities. So just rest here for as long as you need to, and then when you're ready to head out, just let me know and kind of go from there.
Okay.
You would suggest taking the road up to the tower and not just try to cut through the woods from the old abandoned tavern?
I mean, you could do that as well. I just mean travel throughout, the rest of the ruins. Your best bet is probably the roads.
I'm sorry. No,
No,
you
go
go,
ahead.
Basha.
I was just going to say, do you think maybe we could stop at the apothecary first? Because it's possible there may still be some usable potions or something there that we could take with us into the tower. Just a thought.
Yes, Bojack?
Maybe more trees on the way to apothecary. If
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know like these little stabby plant things? Are they all over the town, or are they? We took out the ones sort of north of your place, but are they infesting everywhere?
Oh yeah, they're as big a pain in the ass as anything else around here. Because unless you're really perceptive, it's going to be very hard to kind of see them. They kind of blend in with their surroundings really well. I could not tell you how many there are. I don't know. I do know sometimes, aberrant magics are what actually create them. And there are some aberrant magics in this area, but I don't know the process of like how they come to be, so I couldn't rightly say. So I do apologize.
Well, that's all right. Just to know they're out there.
Oh yeah, just I hate to say it, but just if you see that a tree or a bush seems to be looking at you menacingly, chances are it's probably one of them little shits.
Menacing tree.
Yeah. But thankfully they're small, but they're usually not alone. It's usually a couple of them at a time.
So Corporal will gesture at the map. So you see where we cleared out that tavern. I think it might be easier to move through that heavy brush to get to the tower, because that way we don't have to pass by anything we haven't already passed by.
Yeah, but that's okay. So just looking at the map myself, the tower is elevated from the tavern, correct? So that's not just brush. That's like we'd have to climb up.
Yeah, it's not a steep climb. It's basically a hill, and the incline itself is it's roughly through that area. Again, looking 10, 20. It's about 40 feet up this hill before you actually make it to the actual tower itself. And Gorple, again, you did see that the tower, actually all of you saw this, that the tower is elevated enough that you were able to all see it, but there seems to be like a small building attached to the tower as well. It's not so, and again, the hill's not so steep that you're going to need like a climb check or anything like that. You'll be able to make it without any issue.
I mean, I leave it to everyone. I just know that we know what way is safe. We know that we've been through that part of the town. I'm afraid, like where we pointed out with Bocek, which is anything we pass by is a possible danger. And if we want to be 100%, because we don't know, honestly, I fought a Thunder Beast once, but I had like 10 other Grung with me. I've never fought a dragon, and I wouldn't start to believe how. I mean, I spoke to a man who hunted dragons once, and he says, make it so they can't fly is his best bet, and watch out for their breath attacks.
Yes, the only thing I know about dragons is what I've read. or heard from other wizards who have bragged things like one of them bragged that he dated a dragon, but I don't believe him. I think he was lying. I don't know.
Do you think dragon may be single ready to mingle? Bocek put on nice suit.
I mean, I don't know. We don't know what the gender of this dragon is, or what it's into, or anything. I mean, unless maybe it likes Goliaths. I don't know. We could. That's always a path. We could try persuasion. Like I said, they do talk. Like we could talk to them. But
Everyone like Bocek.
Yes, it is true. Everyone does like Bocek, but Bocek, it is dangerous. They are very good at lying, and more likely it will just eat us.
Does it like you enough to give up this cushy lair?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I don't know.
Bocek less worried about giving up cushy lair. You say good at lying. Bocek more worried about heartbreak. Less kill.
Yeah, I'm worried about that too. Actually, that's why I said that.
I wouldn't want Bocek's heart to be broken. No.
I wouldn't want to see Bocek angry.
It's not pretty. Bocek just cry lots, not come out of nose. Eat lots of
Bocek.
chocolates.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So seducing the dragon is out.
Yeah. I'm not sticking around. I'm not going to be in on that one. That's a plan I can't get behind. Now, we could try two things. We either bust in and try to drive it off. It's like it's too dangerous for you to be here, or we try to tell him it's like, look, this is gonna go badly for you. You should leave, and try to do it without a fight.
Trying to intimidate a dragon, though, they know they're bigger than us. I don't know. You'd have to be very persuasive.
My folk have had a long time dealing with these, and you just can't trust the buggers. Especially if the green ones are supposed to be known for lies. The longer it talks to us, the longer it can see. It's like, okay, there's 4 of you, and only one of you's got really good range attacks, and there's a staff there. Oh, that's shiny.
It'll try to take my staff.
Here's my thought. We go there. You 3 maybe sneak toward whatever that building out structure is. Myself and Teague can climb the tower, and we can do a 2-prong assault.
It's worth a try. The
But
only
that's the
thing,
time it's exactly because we don't know what's in that building, right? So it's like we get stuck fighting something inside the building, and you're already at top of tower, and it sees you. It will go very badly for you before we get there.
yeah, if that thing hears you climbing the tower, we're not going to be in a position to, have your back. I hope you can get down faster, more safely than jumping.
That's true, but also remember, if this creature is a venomous dragon, their venom will likely not harm me. I mean, their claws and teeth will definitely harm me.
Yeah.
But if its first instinct is to do something venomous, I might be okay. I'm just saying my thought would be, we could all go into that main room and that's fine, but I can climb very well, and I think that's an advantage that we shouldn't waste.
No, you've got a point.
That's
All right, here's my suggestion then. Why don't we try getting up to the tower base, up through that shorter area that Gorp was talking about. Try to be quiet about it, and then once we can get a look at the thing, Gorp, you can decide: do you have enough nets to cover the top? If it's too big, and you couldn't you couldn't block it off, then there's no point you going up there. So yeah, we'll rest up and we'll try to get up there and get a good look at the place.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
And then plan 3 is Bocek seduces the dragon if all else fails.
No, we agreed that bad plan because Bocek no one's heartbroken.
I know, that's true. It is bad plan.
Still on the table though.
It is.
Okay. So, I'm assuming this whole time while you're planning this out, you're all taking a short rest.
Yeah.
All right. So, you roll. You take your short rest. You can use your hit die to roll up any hit points you need to get back.
Okay.
If you have any abilities that a short rest replenishes, you get that back as well, such as key points.
Yeah, Bocek, do you have any rages left for the day?
I have one rage.
Okay.
I have one
That-
rage left.
Those don't come back. I'm always
Yeah.
like, oh, short rest. No.
Nope, long rest. Long rest.
Long rest.
No, my key points do come back though, so
That's
that was
good.
nice.
If it's been around 8 hours, I will expend another charge on my staff just to make sure I have mage armor up as always.
Okay.
It's about tea time.
When I'm trying to remember, when was it that you had cast it?
I don't
Was
know.
that?
It's always breakfast and tea time. Those are my
Okay.
2 times a day.
Oh no, so
I
you
don't know
would
what
still
that-
at this point in time you'd still have it up. You probably have another 3 hours left on it. So okay, so you take your short rest.
Yeah, I've done one. I did the short rest. Maxed my hit points are maxed out again.
Okay, awesome. All right. The whole time as you were all planning out, your how you were going to go about this, Radoff is just he kind of sits there cross-legged, just kind of like watching all of you, as some of the aspects of your plans, came out. He would kind of like shake his head slightly, but not say anything, and just kind of look at all of you, and just kind of an uncomfortable silence, not in a terrible way, but in like, this guy is very creepy, because he seems to be okay with being silent, and that's what makes it all so uncomfortable. That you're all just kind of there in his home, and he's just kind of like super okay with just not saying anything.
Yeah, Basha is a little weirded out by it, and then just starts talking to everybody else. Like she cannot take the silence for more than like a minute and a half. She stares directly at him, and then it's like, so this other plan, Also, does anyone know? Can dragons see invisible people? Does anyone have any idea?
I completely whiffed on my history check, so I don't know if there's any way to.
I imagine very powerful dragons can likely see this stuff, but this is a young dragon, so they probably have a good sense of smell. They have good noses.
Because I can also, yeah, that's true. Because I can be invisible, but I don't know if it would help.
I think it'll help.
So yeah, Radoff just kind of nods and he goes, "No, I agree. I agree with the small frog man. He is pretty young. Probably does not have some of those abilities. Doesn't make him any less dangerous though."
Alright, well, invisibility is a thing I can do then.
So I hold up the great axe and then that magic longsword, which does less damage, but it is magical.
Mhm.
It's like, I heard, that the great dragons, the ancient ones, it's like you need magic swords to even, put a dent in them. What do you think it's big enough that maybe I should be using the sword for this or the axe?
I mean, I always say if you have a choice to use something that is magical, you always go with that, but that's just me. I am very biased.
Yeah, but that axe
does
was
not
real
agree.
deep.
Well, here's the thing. If you try it and it bounces right off, you have your answer.
Well, there we go. Yeah, okay.
But it is also a missed opportunity on the swing, so weigh the pros and cons of that and then decide.
Drovar,
Aye.
maybe Bochek's fists, like, not magic. Maybe you wait until Bochek try punching it in Schnoz, and if Bochek's punch to Schnoz no work, you know to attack with first, that way you no waste swing.
If your normal hands can't hurt this creature, we need to run, because we only have one magic sword. I guess we have an evil witch, and she can curse it, but that's only 2 people who can participate in that fight.
If your fists don't work, you better bring out that box of chocolates.
Yes, plan C start to look very good. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Boche?
Bochek also brewer, maybe make nice wine?
Yeah, maybe.
Sure.
Well, maybe it'll drink wine. I don't know. You don't even know if you're going to like this dragon.
It's called taking one for team.
Well, hopefully we won't have to do that, and let's keep that plan way away. Let's go sneak up to that tower now.
Yes, let's go. I can't laugh any harder. I'm sorry. It's good. Oh.
All right. So as you do, Radoff kind of gets up as you all prepare. He says, "All right. So, like I said, I'm not looking for you to kill it. I just want you to run it off. And if you think you're going to die, get the hell out of there. Just come back here.
Okay.
This should offer some protection for a time. But just get out of there if you feel like it's not going well. Additionally, like I said, as far as Cragwell Castle is concerned, whatever it is you decide to do, whether you're successful or unsuccessful with the dragon, I would definitely encourage you to do something about the castle. Especially since you seem to have a vested interest. So.
Well, that's definitely next on our list after. Yeah, we'll take care of the dragon and then we'll move on to the castle. I think we'll focus on the task at hand. But yes, the castle is definitely, it's why we came here in the first place.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. All right. Well, I wish you luck. As I said, if I'll be here making sure nothing sneaks up on you, essentially, while you're doing this. Because, I did kind of hear a little bit of the goings on across the way. So, I heard that might kind of like make some of these creatures a little uppity. So, I'll take care of anything trying to come up from behind you.
We appreciate you. Thank you. Do you have anything can make us very quiet to get there? Like very super non-detectable quiet?
Maybe kind of walking on your tiptoes.
Okay. Well, I figured I'd ask. I didn't know you had good berry. I thought maybe you had that ability. Whatever. It's fine.
Yeah,
We appreciate you anyway.
we're not a loud bunch, fortunately or unfortunately. Nobody's got heavy armor.
Right.
I'm just staring at Drovar.
Time to go.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah. All
right. Good luck. And you begin to make your way out of the small building, and all the way up to the bar area, which you make your way there without much of an issue. You feel like you've cleared out the area leading up to there, and you begin your trek up the hill towards the tower to see what's going on with the dragon. I need all of you to make stealth checks for me, please.
Okay. Definitely looking out for more of the little twig buggers.
All right.
Perception, was it?
7 from me.
So, wait, that's 7 for your stealth?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm muttering about the potential relationship between between the dragon and Bocek to myself. I think I'm not doing it, but I'm doing it out loud.
Have you cast invisibility on yourself already?
No, I hadn't done it yet.
Okay. So
I was
that's
thinking about it, but I haven't done it yet. So.
all right. So that's 7. Bocek.
12.
12. Warple.
Crit for a 25, and Teague has a 22 because we're on the hunt.
Nice. Drovar.
17. My dwarven ancestors are like, you get that worm. You be quiet. Yeah. You get him. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get him.
Oh yeah, when Radolf mentioned dragon, underneath your bracers began to itch. Not something fierce, but just kind of like reminding you what you are and who's with you.
Yeah. A whole bunch of ancestor spirits suddenly went, wait, what?
Yep.
Dragon? Dragon?
Yep.
Squirrel.
So thankfully, between technically the 5 of you, with Teague, you all kind of even out Basha's mumbling. Occasionally just like, shh, come on, keep it down.
Just turn invisible already.
This is not the time to figure out your village's wedding plans for when a Goliath marries a dragon. Shush.
But it would be so beautiful.
Stop it.
And thankfully, you are able to make your way up the hill to the tower, to the small what looks like a kind of like an attached cottage, slightly. And as you do get up there, let's clear that out just a little more. Okay, as you make your way up there, you can see that there are indeed 2 giant spiders, which seemed to be mauled by some kind of large creature. Their bodies are just kind of mostly ripped open, and you can see some of it, their innards kind of like draped over their actual bodies. But they are unmoving and definitely seem to be dead.
Is there any evidence on their bodies of toxins or anything? Like like any wounds look like they're like extra decay or something around them, or does it just look like just brute strength killed these things?
As you approach and you start looking and inspecting, you can see that around the wounds, first off, their bodies are definitely seem to be bloated, and around the wounds themselves, that the wounds are puckered and blistered. So definitely not a normal thing you would see just by a regular attack of some kind of large animal.
Right. It's not like a bear did it. It's like these wounds definitely there's a venom effect.
There's something, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not just the breath.
Do you think I can make it laugh?
I mean,
Yeah, I think when Butchek proposes marriage, it's gonna bust a gut.
Okay, so yeah, so you can see the door.
Do you guys want me to start sneaking up the tower while
Well,
you?
let's take a look from here. It's like estimate. It's like, do you have enough nets to cover the top?
Oh, I'm gonna net the dragon. If it's big enough that my net can cover it.
Oh, so you want to drop the net down on it? Oh, I thought you were covering the top, so I think that if it tried to go up, it couldn't.
Oh no, it's way too strong for that. But I figured if you guys start walking through the main entrance and I climb above, if it doesn't see me, I can drop a net on it. It'll get tangled up. That'll give you guys the ability to press the advantage without it being able to wriggle or move. I mean, it might free itself, but it at least will give you the time to get into position.
It's a good plan.
All
I'm
right.
gonna try talking to it.
I also have 2 nets, so if it breaks the first net, I'll just net it again.
Okay. How much time? This is kind of a timing thing. One of us is gonna have to count to 300 and then go. What do we? Because we can't see each other.
How tall is the tower, DM?
The tower itself seems to be about anywhere between 35 to 40 feet high. But it is definitely, you can see that the roof is caved in.
I mean, it'll probably take me about, if I ride Teague up there, it'll only take me about 6 seconds.
But that might make more noise, right?
I mean, we're both going to climb. We can climb. So it'll make it. So if you give me about 12 seconds, I should be able to try to move stealthily up there.
Well, we can. Yeah, it's just looking at the map here. It's like, so one. Well, we don't know what's, the ceiling of this sort of other building is not as tall as the tower.
No, it seems to be a smaller cottage type building that is kind of in line with the bar, about as tall it is. So
Okay.
maybe about anywhere between 6 to 7 feet high.
So it doesn't seem likely that the dragon could fit in that. It's not like we open the door and he's probably, if he's in there, he's got to be in the tower itself, because he wouldn't fit in. From what we've been told, Dwarf is like, maybe let's see if we can get this door open just to see what's in there. Because if there's like zombies that are just stuck in there, we got to fight our way through them, and then you're up at the top of the tower. Let's take a look. See if we know we've got a straight shot across.
Open the door.
All right. You want me to quietly open the door?
Yeah.
Okay. As you open the door, you go well. Where Drovar's standing is the
Front
door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trovar will back up.
All right. I will do my best to quietly open the door.
Okay. Make another stealth check for me, please.
An 18.
18. You go to open the door and you slowly push it open. Again, the door itself still does seem to be on its hinges, but the wood is somewhat rotted. What handle there may have been on it, you can see the pieces of the metal handle on the ground. So you begin to kind of push the door open. You slightly kind of opens. It creaks ever so slightly. And as you look inside, you see webs. There's just webbing everywhere. And what seems to be just old, broken pieces of furniture. There is dust everywhere. But some of the area here, there definitely seems to be signs of a struggle. That seems to be fairly recent. But outside of that, you don't see anything else. Other than a door, closed door, that seems to lead into the tower area itself. And another door on the opposite side.
I will quietly be like, there seems to be an entrance to the tower that's closed and an exit on the other side.
Yeah. So maybe I look over at the carcasses behind me. It's like, maybe these things were living in here and the dragon took them out.
Probably.
Oh, yeah, Bocek. What's up?
I have an idea. Just test.
Okay.
I would like to throw one of my darts. Like these are giant webs that we're talking about, right?
Yeah, it's just like a lot of webbing over the furniture. Some you can see that some of the webbing from the ceiling seems to be kind of unattached and broken. But most of the webbing seems to be over the furniture itself.
I'm just going to throw a dart at the webbing to see if anything comes to try to collect it, thinking like a humanoid got stuck or something, just to make sure there's not more giant spiders hidden in there.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you take one of your darts and you throw it, aim it at the webbing, and you watch as it starts to get caught in the webbing, gets caught slightly, and then begins to slowly just kind of like pull away and then drop to the floor. And you all wait for 10 seconds, 15, 30 seconds. Nothing.
Okay. All right, you guys start up.
I'm gonna go invisible, but I'm with you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so they're going up, and basically I look at Gorbel and say, okay, once you're up there, count to, let's say, you think you can get up there in 12 seconds. Let's count to 30. On 30, Bocek and I are opening that door and just heading in. And we, pray to Moradin that you're up at the top of the tower by then. So I will enter the room and come up to this door. Just try to stealthily cross the room, and I'm waiting, and I'm just 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Who else is going in there with you?
I went in there.
Okay.
And Bocek supposedly also.
All
I'm
right.
with them also.
Okay. Where is Teague going to be, Gorple?
He's climbing with me. He has a climb speed of 40. I have a climb speed of 25.
Okay. All right. So Bocek goes in with everybody else. So I need every single one of you to roll another stealth check for me, please. Basha, you get advantage because you are
Thank
invisible.
goodness.
Okay, so Basha, what do you get?
Damn, even with advantage, only 4.
4. Drovar,
19.
19. Bocek,
11.
11. Warple,
T got a 22. I got a 12.
Okay. So, all right, let's put Bocek in there with you. Okay. All right, so Gorple, you begin climbing. Teague right there along with you. Its claws it's fascinating to just watch these razor sharp hooked claws just go right into the stone as if there's no issue. Like, and you're afraid that it's going to make noise, but somehow Teague is able to actually find areas of the stone that seem to be softer than the rest, not making that clicking sound that you were afraid was going to happen. As you make your way up that tower, Drovar, you're kind of slowly counting under your breath.
16.
You make
17.
it all the way up to the top, and you can see again that the roof is just caved in, and there is a large gaping hole in the roof of this, definitely big enough for a dragon to fit in, a young dragon to fit in. And you look down. As you look down, your hand reaches over, and a piece of stone just gets loosened under your grasp, and immediately falls, and you just watch in silent horror as the stone, which is not making a noise yet, hits the ground, and you hear, and you're so entranced watching this stone fall, you almost forget to look down. But when you do, you see this young green dragon, who was at first facing the door that Drovar is right in front of, seemingly prepared to do something. And as the stone falls down on the ground, it immediately looks up at you. And you just watch as it just and just roars, and you all hear this roar.
28, 29, 30!
And that is where we're going to take our break.
Ah!
Perfect. This plan worked out perfectly.
Unfortunately, not enough of you rolled high enough on your stealth checks. This had a pretty high passive perception, being even though it's a young dragon, but seemed like it was prepared for something, and then definitely knows that Gorple is above it. So yeah, interesting. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah. Just before we actually go to break, just so you can also kind of give you a better description, Gorple, of what you see besides just looking down. You can actually see you are right near a set of stone steps that most of at the top of this tower. Most of what looks like the top of this floor is just filled with rubble from the roof. But there is enough of the stone stairs that actually lead down all the way to where the dragon is below. So you're kind of right there above it. So we'll say you're kind of right over, like right around here. And Teague was actually following you up. So, but yeah, so that's where we will come back.
I'm excited for Jurassic Parking this T-Rex. I mean dragon.
Oh boy.
And we will see what happens when we come back from our break. This is gonna be fun. All right, we'll see you all when we come back. All right, and we are back. So, let's actually get back to the map here. All right, so you all hear as Gorple, you make your way up. You hear this roar coming for you, Drovar. For every Drovar, Bocek, and Basha, you can hear it from the other side of the door. This massive roar. Gorple, it is staring up at you now. And as it stares up at you, you actually hear it begin to speak.
Foolish morsels, you will not take my treasure or my home. Leave now while you can.
Is this in common or draconic?
Oh no, this is in common.
Oh.
You all hear this, but at this point in time, you're not sure like who it's specifically addressing, except for Gorple. It is staring right at you and saying this.
I will speak in Draconic and go, I only came to see your magnificent, and I am trying to lie terribly.
Okay, make a persuasion check for me, please, Gorple.
Well, it's deception, but they're the same, so... Because I'm lying. I'm not here to actually like...
No, so yeah, so it would definitely be deception then.
That's a natural fucking 20.
For a total of
20.
Okay. So it looks up at you, just staring right at you, and you get really creeped out. It doesn't seem to be staring at you. It seems to be staring through you. And it's really disconcerting. And you can see that there's just like what looks like at first glance saliva dripping from its mouth. Just like these little splatters just begin to fall from its mouth and hit the ground. And you can see like a slight like sizzling and smoke puff just come up off of the ground as it hits. And it just looks at you. And then it says,
Well, behold my magnificence. What do you think, little tasty one?
I'm just like, Gorple's just like, he licks his eyes because he's trying to make sure his friends have time to get through. And in Draconic, you are truly virulent and terrifying. And I'm gonna try to get to that stairway to just be like and bow to one knee.
okay. So you begin to climb over to the stairwell. You make it onto it very, without any issue. And as you do, the whole time, its eyes are just tracking you. Its body doesn't move, but it's tensed up already, as if ready to pounce or do something. But just watches you, and as you kneel, you watch the tension just ever so slightly leave, not all the way. And in Draconic, it does respond back to you.
And what of your companions? I smell them. I hear them on the other side of that door.
The rest of you can hear this. It sounds a little bit almost like parcel tongue. Just kind of going back and forth. You hear definitely the dragon, but there's another voice that you can't quite hear through the door.
He's eating him.
Oh no.
But you don't understand what they're saying.
I'm gonna tap on Drovar to open the door, even though I'm invisible, push him a little on the back, we should go.
Hey, you ready?
Yeah, and DM, I'm waiting. The moment I see that door even slightly open, I'm gonna throw this net at the dragon.
Okay.
Okay. So
So it's just kind of it's still waiting for a response.
right. So I figure we're still. It's like I heard the roar and I was about to go in, and then I heard it call out in common at first, like, and then I hear like it sounds like it's talking.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, still counting. I'm just gonna guess that Gorple's like, going to the full 30. It's like, okay, 29.
They'll come and show you what they mean as your servants.
And that's probably about the moment that the door.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, do you say that in common or draconic?
No, in Draconic.
Draconic. I am speaking
Great.
Draconic to this dragon.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so I will just look. I look over at Basha because I can't see Basha, and I just and
All right.
go to hit the rage and just open that door.
Okay.
I also hit the rage before the door opened.
You
Alrighty.
guys gotta lay off that rage, man.
It's good, man.
It's good for you. So just as a quick aside, Gorple, you are about 30 feet above the dragon. All right. So just to give you, just so you know exactly where you are in comparison, from the dragon, on top of the dragon where you're at.
So on the stairs that I landed on, it's 30 feet above?
Yeah, it's 30 feet above the dragon. It is staring up at you, like its head is kind of like right at the bottom of the stairwell, like talking with you.
Yeah, I mean, I will be moving slowly down it, but I'm currently waiting for them to open the door. It looks, and then I can start making a move.
Okay, Drovar and Bocek, you go into a rage. Drovar, the door busts open. I need everybody to roll initiative.
All right.
Oh boy.
This is gonna be interesting.
Okay, I can live with that.
All
Damn, I
right.
rolled real well.
I did not roll well.
All right. Hold on a second. And okay. Let's get this moving. All right, that's there we go. All right. All right, Gorple, what's your initiative?
7.
7. Drovar,
14.
14. Basha,
19.
19. And Bocek,
9.
9. Alrighty. So the door is kicked open by Drovar. Drovar, as you kick open the door, you see this large green dragon, its head turned away from you slightly, looking up this stone stairwell, and you absolutely see at the top of this stairwell Gorple. You don't see Teague yet. But you definitely see Gorple at the top of this, and as the door kicks open, flies open, the head just swings around, and you swear that the dragon smiles at you. And
You better get out of here before I mount your head on my wall.
And as it smiles, it goes,
Very well. Come to your doom.
Basha, you're up first.
I'm going to hold my action to cast a Witch Bolt as soon as I have a clear line of sight and the others are out of my way.
Okay. So, holding your action.
I'm gonna move. Hang on, I am gonna move just over. So basically, once they're both out of my way, I can just Witch Bolt it through the door because I'm assuming
Gotcha.
I can't see it right now.
You can see it, but at the angle that you are in, it does have some cover. It has about 3/4 cover. So you definitely need a better line of sight to.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Then I will hold my action to second level Witch Bolt as soon as I can.
Okay. All right. So next up, Drovar.
Okay. I'm just moving right in.
All right.
Oh.
Coming to like moving in and kind of over to like the side a little bit, so there's room for Balshek to come in behind me. So I'm definitely not trying to, block him from reaching this thing too.
Okay.
And I'm raging. I'm going reckless because I want to hit.
Okay. Go for it.
All right. 25.
25 absolutely hits.
Crappy damage though. 9 points.
9 points of damage. All right. Yeah, so you come running in, you're like, "Ah!" And you can feel again where it feels like there's an extra set of hands. Just somewhat just on your own, giving you a little extra kind of guidance as to where, and right near the soft kind of like underbelly of, where the neck actually begins to meet the chest of the dragon, you find a spot and your axe sinks right into it. And it just, and you just yank it out, and you just watch as its blood just begins to kind of like just drip down onto the ground. It takes the hit without issue. Seems to take all the damage. And it's now just kind of like hissing and looking straight at you. It raises its head slightly. Anything else you'd like to do?
Nope. Just say it's like, this one's for you, Shug.
Can I take a quick speech to be like, keep circling around it?
Okay, yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah. Okay. So I will say, Basha, once Drovar steps in, you do have a better view of the dragon, because essentially, like, he got its attention. It slightly adjusted, and it's so big, like you can definitely see a piece of it now without issue.
Okay.
Shit, let me just make it its actual size.
Okay, that's better. Oh,
yeah.
Dear.
So, and just to kind of give you a better context also for the fight, there is space around it, like all of these areas specifically around it are accessible, even though you can't see them due to the mini.
Right. So I've moved myself up one on the map. So like the doorway is clear, and I'm trying to just get, circle around so he can't, you would try to get to different points on the clock around it.
Gotcha. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. And you don't move out of its melee range, so it doesn't take that attack.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm in the tower, I figure I'm in range.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And Basha, you can absolutely now take your reaction.
And Basha will take out her spellbook and be like, Jan, it's time. And she'll start to pull upon the arcane energy and cast that second level witch bolt.
Very well, Basha, as you wish.
And you begin to pull the arcane energy from Jan, and as you do, it goes from that bluish energy, which is the color of the magic of Faerun that is pulled from the actual ley lines that cover the entire planet. But as it begins to coalesce in your hand, it begins to take form and shape into this purplish black lightning around your hand. And as it does, you just push it forward towards the massive body of this dragon you see through this doorway. That does drop your invisibility as you do that. But go ahead and roll your attack.
Does a 14 hit?
Unfortunately, a 14 does not hit.
Since does invisibility give her that first attack with advantage, or no?
It does actually. Yeah.
better, way better.
Roll again, roll again.
Damn, nope. It's an 11, so it still wouldn't have hit. I know.
Yeah. So, as you pull it, and again, this is the first time that you are actually casting this, not in a training, a training session, and you see the massive size of this dragon, even though it is considered young. This is your first time actually seeing a dragon, and your hand begins to shake slightly, and as you release it, it just hits some of the stone in the doorway, and you just watch as some of the stone just explodes out, inward, but does not hit the dragon, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. That's it, because I can't. It's not actually my turn, so I can't move. So I'm staying there.
Do not worry, Basha. You will do better next time.
Thank you, Jan. I appreciate you and your very kind words.
All right. So that was Basha's reaction. Drovar moves. So it is now the dragon's turn. The dragon, taking the hit from Drovar, is going to make its attacks on Drovar. It has 3 attacks. 1 bite and 2 claw attacks. So it will take its first attack. The first one will be its bite. And that's going to be an 18 to hit.
That's a hit.
And that is going to be... That is 19 piercing damage reduced to 10. Actually 9.
To 9, yeah. That's from due to rage. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And but additionally, you take 10 poison damage as its bite clamps down on you but releases. You can feel this acidic, just black feeling in your shoulder where it bit down on you, and you're just like, oh. So you are not under the poison effect, but you definitely take some poison damage along with that bite.
There was no saving throw for the poison damage, correct?
No, it was.
I had advantage against it as a dwarf, but I wasn't sure. So
well, no, as a dwarf, I believe you have resistance against poison damage.
No, I don't think. Oh, I do resistance against poison, so that's only 5.
Yep, so that is halved by 5.
Always good to ask.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, I'm still above half my hit points.
Okay, that was its bite attack. It will now take its 2 claw attacks.
Yeah. And it has advantage on those attacks because I was reckless.
That is true. So the first one is going to be an 18 to hit. And you will take... That's 13 reduced to 6. And then the last claw attack. Ooh, that's going to be, that's a 22 to hit. And that one is going to be, that's 9 slashing damage reduced to 4.
Okay.
All right. So it just and just going at you.
I'm a ragdoll, and it's just
it's a savage attack. It is savage. It is terrifying to witness. And Gorple, you have a front row seat of this from where you're standing. It is something to see. But that is its attacks. And it feels comfortable where it is. So next up is Bocek.
All right, I'm going to move my full 40 feet. That way I am on the exact opposite side of Gorple.
Okay. Yeah, so you would be on the back end of these stairs which is just like a sheer wall as it goes up.
You mean Drovar?
Or not on the opposite side of Gorple, on the opposite side of Gorple's Velociraptor.
Okay.
Be 40 feet.
Well, you don't see you actually don't see it. It is on the opposite side of the wall. It has not made its way inside yet. So it is actually it's actually 40 feet above you, but on the other side of the wall, you don't see it yet.
So no flanking from that.
Sorry.
Don't worry, next time.
It's all right. As I run up to this area, I'm going to look at the dragon and just yell, "You want some fuck?" And
No.
try to punch it.
I don't think that's working.
Okay. Roll for an attack.
Becky is a hole.
My first attack misses with a 9.
You actually hit it, and you just feel like you just punched not a wall, but a wall of muscle, which with barely any give, and it doesn't seem to have any effect.
So in frustration, I am going to flurry of blows, realizing that I can't just hit it. I need to hit it really hard.
Okay. You spend a key point, flurry of blows.
Jesus, another 9?
Ooh, yeah, another hit, and you hear it just chuckling as you're hitting it.
And my last one's a 17.
17 does not hit. But again, it doesn't have an effect. You hit it again. It seems to do, it does a little more effect to it, but not enough to actually do any damage. And it just laughs. It just...
This will be easier than I thought. I will have meals for the next month and not have to leave the lair at all.
All right. So next up is Quarple.
All right, I kind of do a whistle with my giant frog lips, and Teague fucking leaps down, fucking toe clawing it like Jurassic Park. He has a movement of 40 climb, so...
Yeah. So, yeah, he's already on the top, so he just kind of climbs over the top, makes his way down. He's now on the ground. And because he's now on the ground, he will have advantage on any attack he takes because Bocek is on the opposite side flanking.
AC 21.
That hits.
All right, that's going to be 16 damage from the charge attack, and then I don't know how big if the beast moves 20 and the same target. If the target is a creature, I need a strength saving throw DC 12 or be knocked prone.
Okay.
As this raptor just launches on and toe claws it down, maybe.
That is going to be that's a 14.
You're good.
Yeah.
But Teague stays there ready. DM, can I move within 15 feet of this creature?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you're like I said, you were about 30 feet away from it, so you can move 15. By moving 15 feet down, you are actually able to get about. You're about 15 feet away from it currently.
Great. I hurl a net onto this creature to try to wrap it up.
Okay, that will be a disadvantage. Just because of the nature of the net, that is the extent of how far it can be thrown.
My lowest AC is an 18.
That just hits.
Yes. All right. The creature is restrained. So that
Okay.
means you have advantage on attacking it. It has a movement speed of 0. It's terrible for it. Great for us.
Okay. Good move. All right. So, yeah. you all watch as as Teague climbs over the side, climbs down very deftly from the wall, and this time not actually trying to be quiet about it at all. And you're watching, I think Drovar and Bocek mostly can see this. Its massive curved claws are just in the stone, and as it looks like it's running down the side of the wall, it is ripping chunks out of the stone of the wall, and then lands, and as it does, jumps up at the wing, like around the wing area of the dragon, and begins to tear at it with its claws. And you just watch as just blood starts to gush from the wounds as it rips open these nasty jagged wounds, and the dragon is just like as it happens, as it spins its head to see this new threat. You all see all of a sudden this net just come right down on top of it, pinning its wings to its side as it begins to now start thrashing around the area.
And then I'll move back up 10 feet.
Okay. And then Gorple, right back up the steps.
And I'll pull out a crossbow, and that's my whole turn.
Okay, perfect. That's a good turn. Good turn. All right. Back to the top of the round is Basha.
I don't get advantage on magical attacks because it's grappled. Do I?
Oh,
I do?
it's restrained.
It's
not
restrained.
grappled.
It's restrained.
Okay, so moving there so I have a better view of it, and
Yeah.
I'm going to try that again. Sorry, Jan, one more time.
No problem.
It's next to.
All right. Roll for attack.
Yes, I think I still missed. Does a 16 hit?
16 does not hit.
Damn it! Why?
Unfortunately,
That's with advantage.
That was with advantage. You don't want to know what I rolled on my other one.
Okay. Yeah, as it's thrashing around now that it is caught in this net. Unfortunately, your aim was spot on, but it just wasn't in that position as it's trying to actually release itself from its bonds.
Ah! All right, Jan. Now that's it. We have to do lesser spells now, but we will try again.
No problem. We will do better next time.
All right, so that's it. That's all I can do.
All right. All right, Drovar, you're up.
Okay. I lost 25 hit points through that.
Eat a good berry! I shouted.
Well, I'm gonna drink the healing potion that I got.
Okay. All right. So just as a reminder, and I don't know if I actually did bring this up, but healing potions for our campaign are bonus actions if you take them for yourself.
Okay. Cool.
If you are feeding it to someone else, it will still be considered an action.
Then I'm chugging this potion down. So 2d4 plus 4.
No, 2d4 plus 2.
Okay,
For
somehow
regular
it didn't-
healing potion.
Okay, let me try this again. Okay, only a 1 and a 2 on the roll, so a total of 5 points.
Okay. Every little bit helps.
Yeah, that puts me back at half. Okay, so throw that back, and the potion bottle goes smash against the wall.
All right.
I'm not attacking recklessly since it's already with it already. I already have advantage. Because I do not want that thing to hit me again.
Gotcha.
Rage Great Axe.
Oh,
7.
okay.
Mm.
I'm sorry. No, continue. I'm sorry.
Highest roll was a 13. No.
13. Yeah. You slam your axe into it, but you hit one of the more armored parts of its skin, and it doesn't actually go. The thing that I was actually going to mention was that trait that you have, because
Yes.
your ancestors are helping you in this fight. that because you actually did hit it while you were raging for the first time, it has disadvantage on attacks on the rest of your companions.
That's right. And if it hits somebody other than me, that target has resistance to the damage.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tank thing. I'm like, come on,
Yeah.
I'm sort of hoping it kills the Velociraptor this round, but it'll at least it'll do it more slowly,
Right.
because of my my ancestral protectors.
Right. Okay. All right. So that's your turn, Drovar. I'm just checking. It does persist, right? From
Through the rage, I believe.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, while you're up and you're raging, it has disadvantage on attacks against everybody but you. So excellent. All right. So it is. Let's see. The thing that actually did the most damage to it was not the dwarf this time, but was this other reptilian creature. It turns and it is going to make its multi-attack against Teague. So the first attack is going to be its bite attack, and that is unnatural 20 for a total of.
Is that with disadvantage?
Oh, you are correct. Which now makes it an 11. Does an 11 hit?
That will miss. Teague has an AC of 15.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah. So thank you for reminding me. So yeah, it snaps at Teague, and Teague just too quickly is able to deftly dodge out of the way, and then it frustrated, it lashes out with its 2 claw attacks at disadvantage. The first one will be. Wow, good thing for that disadvantage, because that's another natural 20. But now a 6, which will total a 13, which misses.
That will miss again, yep.
And last one, even at disadvantage, that is going to be a 24 to hit.
Oh, yeah. Big hit, I think.
Yeah. So this was with the claw, so it will do 9 slashing damage at Teague.
Is that halves because of your ancestry?
Teague has resistance to this damage as well.
Yep. So that's 9, so
Yeah.
4 damage.
So I imagine when it turns away from me, there's this like vaguely swirling crowd of what looks like dwarves, like grabbing its arms and hanging on, and as soon as it turns away, they're like, nope.
Yeah, the rest of you, and Bocek, you have a really clear view of this. As it swings and begins its attack on Teague, you watch these blue spectral arms just seem to reach out from Drovar's hands. And just as he described, it looks like it's trying to pull the dragon's head back, and as it snaps at Teague, pulling it, the spectral arms yank its head, and it completely misses, while Teague just deftly kind of moves out of the way. It does the same thing when it does try to claw attack. It kind of pulls on the arm slightly. But unfortunately, while pulling on the other claw, it does still make its way and does attack, but does do less damage. And then immediately, almost as quickly as it happens, these blue spectral arms just kind of pull back into Drovar's hands. All right. So that was, that's the dragon. And it is, you know what? Damn it. It is restrained by this net. So it would have had disadvantage on all those attacks anyway.
That's true.
But still, that's fine. Let me see. It can only, and it can only free itself, and that would be its whole action.
Well, it could have technically made a claw attack against the net.
Right, but it decided to go after the thing that hurt it the
Right.
most at this point.
I mean, at least for one round, it thinks, "Oh, I'll get the net off after I kill these guys." It's like, okay, ooh, that was harder.
Yeah. So, and as this is happening, like it is clearly frustrated by the restrictions of this net and these strange spectral things, grabbing at it. Definitely seems very, very upset and frustrated at this point, as you would expect from a young green dragon. Next up is Bocek.
After punching its hard scale side as many times as I did, and having it restrained now, I'm going to try underhand strikes at the underbelly.
Okay, you have advantage because it is restrained. And also you're flanking with Teague, so.
First attack's an 18, does that hit?
18 just hits. So roll damage.
That's going to be 10 damage for the first hit.
All right. Yeah, you hit it, and this time you can feel the connection of your fist crunch actually some of its scales, and you can actually feel something snap. And as you do, it just, and you know that you did hurt it.
And I'm going to use my second flurry of blows.
Alrighty.
$22 hits.
22 absolutely does hit.
For an additional 11 damage.
Yes. You feel an additional snap of something as you punch into the same area, knowing, okay, you found a weak spot. And you just punch right in the same area. There's more of a snap and ripping sound from just underneath its scales, which also crunch under the weight of your punch. Definitely did some damage there.
And my final attack's only an 11 to hit, so that
Yeah.
misses.
This time, yeah, you get so excited, but it's also still at the same time trying to avoid your hits and release itself. Unfortunately, it doesn't make a connection that actually hurts it. Do you stay in the same position?
Absolutely, I want to give Teague advantage.
Okay. Alrighty. So now it is Gorpal's turn.
I kind of let out a similar croak, and Teague will retaliate at this lizard that attacked him.
Okay.
AC 20.
Absolutely hits.
Uh, 10 slashing damage from Teague.
Oh, yeah. Takes 10. Okay. Yeah.
And I just peek.
Yeah, Teague just rips into, this time, not the wing, but the actual, like, where the connection of the wing is actually meeting the shoulder, and just tears. I mean, these hooked claws are just ripping through it like butter. Just rips into it, and just, you can see some of the scales actually starting to pull away and be ripped off as the green dragon's like,
And in Grung, I say, this is your baptism, Teague. This is the first thing you kill. You can only get greater. And then I just kind of lean over the ledge and I fire the crossbow down to the back of this creature.
Okay, go for it. That you all hear.
I'm not cool. I rolled 2 2s, so that's a 9. I completely miss.
Yeah,
You're caught up in the moment. Just
you watch as your bolt hits it like right in the back of the neck and just bink, just bounces right off.
It's all right. He's doing all the work, and I'm done.
All right. So next up is Basha, top of the round.
Okay. All right, Jan. One last try. It's not going to be as powerful, but let's try it again. I'm going to attempt a lesser witch bolt and see how that goes.
It's no problem, Basha. We will get it this time.
I have faith.
All right, remember you have
Still with
advantage.
advantage, right?
Yep, because it is still restrained.
Sweet. So that is a 25 to hit this time?
25 does hit.
Yeah. See, I was just trying with too much magic. Had to back up a little. Oh, that did not roll that time. Hang on. Only 4 damage, 4 lightning, whatever. It's something.
Okay. And doesn't it have an additional effect? Witch bolt.
It's
Yeah,
ongoing, I think.
So,
It's like
yeah, so it's
Right.
going to stay attached. And on each of my turns, I can use an action to deal a d12 of lightning damage to it automatically.
All right. For how many rounds, or is it as long as you're concentrating?
As long as I'm concentrating, up to a minute.
Okay. Perfect. Great. So
yeah. Now you don't have to roll to hit anymore. That's the
Now
beauty
we
of it.
have it.
yeah. All right. So let's put another ring on it. And yeah, now as you release the energy this time again, there's that purplish black lightning and shoot. It shoots true and actually hits in the same area where Teague has started to rip into the shoulder where it meets the wing. And you just hear the dragon. And as it roars, the rest of you actually see the lightning as it hits just begins to slowly spread, and there's just like crackle of purplish lightning, almost like encircling it, much like the web currently is. And you just hear, you can see that of this lightning just kind of, surrounding its body.
And I moved up 1, just so you know, also.
No problem.
See, Basha? We got it.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so that was Basha's turn, and okay, that is going to be your turn, and next up now is Trovar.
All right, here we go again. Great axe.
And you still have advantage because it is restrained.
17.
17 does not hit.
Yeah.
So you do make contact, but again, you're definitely finding, unfortunately, the more armored part of its skin, and you're starting to get the impression that this is probably a pretty young dragon, because some areas seem to be a little like the scales seem to be more hardened and armored than other areas, as if it's not completely finished growing and becoming more powerful. And more naturally armored.
Okay.
All right, so that is your turn. You're still raging. So the effect is still on. Next up, it's now the dragon's turn. Dragon being harried from all sides, and now not only being restrained, but now has this just lightning just surrounding and crackling it, and just kind of like it's starting to twitch. Completely frustrated, is going to attempt to make a strength check to free itself. And that's a DC 10, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and that'll be its full action. But let's see. Oh yeah, that is a 20, not natural. And it does free itself from the net. It kind of shakes the net off. The net does not seem to be destroyed, but is made its way off. And but that is its full action, and it's starting to look around, and you can see like it is just. It has taken a good amount of damage. It by no means does it look like it's on death's door, but it has taken a number of good hits. And it's going to use its movement to begin to raise off the ground and try to get away from the the more dangerous elements of what's happening, which is basically everybody underground. And let's see, it begins to slowly raise into the air, which gives Teague, Bocek, and Drovar attacks of opportunities.
Ooh.
So you can all take those attacks if you like.
And they are not with advantage, correct? Because
it is. They're not with advantage. It's beginning to raise in the air. Bocek and Teague both have advantage.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Teague misses with a 16.
Okay.
Natural one. No, I'm meant to be hit.
Okay. All right, Bocek.
24.
That does hit.
That's an additional 9 damage.
All right. Yeah, you hit it, and as it's raising up from the air, you hear a crack. You definitely broke something, in it, like right by its, where you would think it's ribs or possibly, and it just, and you see actually now you can actually see, it's like black greenish blood just kind of, as you hit it, just spill out of its mouth, and you can see it just hitting the ground and these puffs of smoke as it hits the ground, but it continues to.
Question: how high does it fly? Because that's important for me.
Yeah, currently, it is only 30 feet in the air.
But it's more than 30 feet away from me at this point. So
For you,
breaks.
Yeah, you would actually.
Yeah.
You would actually need at this point to step in to actually see it.
Right. And my witch bolt breaks anyway because it moved out of my range, so it can't stay attached once it moves beyond a certain point.
Okay, so good to know. So yeah, so as it does raise, at some point you watch as that that lightning that it's surrounding it begins to just fizzle and dissipate around it. All right. And that's what it does. It definitely seems to be trying to get away from all of you at this point, and not wanting to continue the fight. But we are still in initiative, so as that is the total of its turn, Bocek, it is your turn.
Is its tail still within reach?
It is not. It is. Its whole body is about 30 feet above you. However, you do look over and can see those stone steps, and you see that if you were to go up those stairs, somewhere around where Gorple is, you might actually be able to get a hit off of it.
So, if I use my movement to get up those stairs, would I be able to use a grapple check to grab onto its tail and try to pull it down? Or a athletics check?
You can certainly try.
All right. What would it be? Grapple or athletics?
Well, grapple. Let's see.
Grapple's a strength check, right?
Yeah, it would be a contested strength check. So.
I like that.
Yeah. So if you get up there, if you use a whole movement, you will actually be able to get up to a point where you can literally just reach out and grab at its tail or a piece of it.
All right. Contested strength test.
Yeah, so this will actually be.
I only got a 17.
Well, this will be athletics. So roll.
Athletics.
Yeah. So when I say contested strength, it's going to be athletics because that's the strength skill. So you roll that, and I will roll mine. What'd you get?
25.
I got a 6. So
yes.
Yeah. So you run up. You just run by Teague, run up the stairs, and you watch as it's starting to fly up. You can see its tail. The tail swings by you, and you just reach out and just with both hands just grab it. And as you grab it and it tries to break out of your grip, you have a whole lot. It's going nowhere, and you're just like, ugh, and you can feel that right now you have a good grip, but very, very slowly you can feel your feet starting to like break some of the stone steps underneath you. It feels like it'll hold. It feels like it's good right now, but you know, you never know what could happen. It's definitely this is an old tower.
Kill it, 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 kill it.
So right now you feel really good with where you're at with grappling it. So yeah, it is currently grappled. All right, that is now Corporal's turn.
All right, see if I can Bojack going insane on this dragon. And Corporal quickly in Grung goes, Tig, run up the wall and bring it down.
Okay, so what is it specifically you're trying to do with it?
So he's gonna run up the wall of the tower.
You're cutting out, Gene.
Yeah, you cut out.
So he has to run. He's gonna run up the tower, like just up the wall, and then leap to attack the dragon with a toe claw. Because he has a 40-foot movement. And
Right.
He has a climb speed. So,
Okay. All right. So climbing up the wall again. It has a climb speed without issue. It is going to jump and try and actually get onto the dragon to make an attack. I would like for you to make a dexterity check for Teague to see how successful it is jumping onto the back of this dragon.
I don't know why it's giving me the wrong number plus, but it's only an 11, but he does have a strength of 14 if that matters for jumping distance.
I'm
not trying to get him to land on this DM. I'm literally just getting him to leap across and toe claw him down with the charge.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that does make a difference. All right. So yeah, without an issue, Teague just climbs up the wall, jumps, and with that roll, that is actually enough, especially with its strength. It is able to reach across and rake across its body, make an attack.
Am I technically flanking because of how Bocek is grabbing it?
You are.
Oh, that's a 22 to hit.
Absolutely hits.
All right, that's going to be 14 damage, and I need a DC 12 strength save or you're knocked prone.
Okay. So 14. Let me just... And you said DC 12?
Correct.
All right. I have and the dragon has disadvantage because actually no. Because he is grappled, he automatically fails this. So, yeah. So Teague jumps across, rakes across one of the wings, which leaves this huge gaping hole in its left wing, which as it's just and again trying to break from Bocek's grapple, it now has no purchase of the air with its wing and begins to fall. Bocek, you are holding on really tight. So a couple things happen. As Teague lands, because Teague is about 40 feet up in the air, it is going to take Teague, as Teague lands, Teague takes 11 bludgeoning damage as he lands. The dragon... All right, so the dragon also falls from this height and will take... $17 bludgeoning damage. And Bocek, you just go with it as you're holding it. Whoa! It just happens so fast as you're holding it. Even if you do try to let go, the momentum is still pulling you downward. So you will actually fall on the dragon, which will actually lessen. And you're also you're also raging at this point anyway. So you'll take half of this. It's 10 bludgeoning damage, half to 5. And the dragon is now on the ground, prone, and it is not looking good at all. It just hits the ground. It's just.
You will all die. I will eat and suck the marrow from your bones. Yeah.
And now I'll actually take my real action.
Okay, now and you take your.
So you said I'm about 30 feet up from this because of the stair I was shooting down of with
Yeah.
the crossbow.
Yeah, you're about 30 feet up.
All right, I have a 25 leap, so I'm going to leap down, short sword drawn, and plunge it into the back of this dragon while it's prone.
Okay, roll to hit. Roll for attack. Yeah.
And I just 24 AC.
24 does hit.
And he is now my favored foe.
All right. So what is the damage?
That'll be a total of 10 damage from me.
All right.
And I just assume he's immune to poison, so I'm not worrying about telling you.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's definitely immune to poison. As you plunge the blade into its back, it does sink into its back. It screams. The poison not seeming to take effect, but the damage still taking its toll. It is now, it seems very broken, bloodied, still dangerous, but very, very hurt. All right, so back to the top of the round is Basha.
Does a so she's gonna look down at Yana and be like, okay, one more time, it will work. Does a 22 hit?
22 does hit.
All right, so another witch bolt attaches. It doesn't affect anyone touching it, so I'm just gonna say that Bocek, it feels real tingly when that lightning starts to surround this creature, but it doesn't affect you. And that is gonna be that's gonna be 10 lightning
10 lightning damage.
as I zap it from the other room.
Yeah, it screams. It's as it screams, you can see now, like just some of the rock and stone are just starting to crumble under the massive yelling and roaring of this creature. But it seems very hurt, and yeah, the lightning is now currently surrounding it. Alrighty. Next up is Drovar.
Okay, baby, let's do this.
And you are now flanking with Bocek, so you have advantage.
And it is prone, so advantage a couple of different ways. Just stomps it. It's like, "Ah!"
Yeah.
17. Just can't get over the hump here.
Yeah, the armor, you're finding that the thick pieces of armor on its skin, and while you are hitting it, unfortunately, the axe is not finding purchase. So, all right. And you're still raging, so the effect is still up. All right, it is now the dragon's turn. Hurt and cornered and looking very, very desperate. It actually begins to crawl this way. It is not out of any of your melee range, so you won't be able to take attacks of opportunity, but it kind of squeezes itself up against the wall of the tower, kind of clawing into it.
I thought if you're grappled, your movement's a 0.
Oh, it's no longer grappled.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's just prone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Bocek was pulled down and fell, and it's prone, but he's not. It's still not grappled.
Gotcha.
And as it moves away, it just kind of looking desperate. It just inhales, and just, and as it does, you see this yellowish, greenish, like just bile and fog just emanate from its mouth in a 30-foot cone. Which fortunately for Drovar is not in its path, but
the guy with advantage on or resistance to poison.
But Gorple, Teague, and Bocek, I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please. Gorple, remind me again, what does poison do to you?
Nothing. I'm immune to poison.
All right, so you don't have to roll, but you have Teague and Bocek absolutely have to.
Teague has a 20.
Okay.
I only have an 11.
An 11.
Question.
Yes.
Because of Drovar's ancestral thing, do I have do I take half damage?
No, that is I'm gonna check, but I'm pretty sure it's for attacks. Yeah, it's when he hits you.
Yeah.
Not for something like this.
Yeah, this is area of effect. So it's not actually like if he had to roll on it and it was a physical effect, that would be different. All right. So give me a second because it's actually a lot to roll here. That was a jerk.
Hey, Matt, you might have, Stone's Endurance might help you.
That's a lot of dice.
Yeah. Last two. All right, I'm going to make sure my math is correct here. Okie dokie, so... Okay, let me just check something real quick. Okay, so here's what happens. The dragon releases its breath. You are unaffected, Gorple. While it's disgusting and you feel coated and it's really icky, you're just... It doesn't affect you at all. Teague succeeded and Bocek failed. So Teague takes 26 poison damage.
He's hyper dead.
Okay.
But it's okay. You
Yeah.
can either remove him, but he's healable.
Yeah.
But he's dead.
Bocek, you take 55 points of poison damage.
Oh.
no point in me stones enduranceing that. I go
Well,
down like a sack of bricks.
There is
Because if it doesn't double your hit points, you die.
so
So you want to try to avoid that as much as possible.
Yeah. So what's your max hit points?
29.
Yeah, so you're gonna.
wow.
Can
Okay.
you even stones endurance?
Yeah,
That?
no,
So
he doesn't-
how
he
does
doesn't need-
stone's endurance work precisely? I don't remember.
52 is not twice my max hit points, though.
Yeah, then you're good. Then you don't immediately die.
Then you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just hit the floor like a sack of bricks.
Oh yeah. Wow, that was okay. Good. Because yeah, we were looking at almost a permadeath there.
Yeah, that was really scary.
Damn. So yeah, that was 12d6 of poison damage. Yeah. So all right. So yeah, you watch as both Bocek and Teague just crumple to the ground.
Bullshit, no!
And the dragon just begins to kind of backwards, like claw its way. It doesn't make it, but all the way, but it does begin to claw its way onto the back of the wall and begin almost like, backwards climbing, with its head just out, just. And that is actually going to be. It begins climbing up the wall. Drovar, you actually get an attack of opportunity.
All right. I did not declare reckless earlier in the turn, so I don't get advantage. Come on. 15.
Yeah, it is desperately trying to get away. It's watching every little movement, and the minute you just move in its direction, it's already like slinking away.
Do I get an attack of opportunity as well?
You do as well, yeah.
Only a 16.
Honestly, yeah, same thing. It just dodges out of the way, trying to desperately avoid being hit at this point. And is now climbing up the wall. It is about. Let's see, speed is. Yeah, it's about. It only makes its way about 20 feet up onto the wall itself. So it's about 20 feet above all of you right now. All right, so that was Drovar's turn. Actually, no, that was the dragon's turn. Bocek, I need you to make a death saving throw for me, please. What'd you get? Didn't catch that. What was that?
Sorry, I'm trying to roll it on the D20 thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where is
Computer isn't working, so 14.
14. That's a success. So you have one success. All right, Gorple, it is now your turn.
I kind of like hiss in frustration, drop my sword, pull the crossbow, and then I whisper in hate the name of the wind, and I cast Zephyr Strike, and I'm gonna fire this crossbow bolt with advantage against this creature.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, 21.
That definitely hits.
All right, so that'll be a total of 10 damage.
Okay. All right. As it's climbing up away from all of you, you aim upwards and shoot, and your bolt just sinks right into one of its eyes. It screams in agony as this happens, with its eye ruined and its wing ripped to shreds. All of its, all of these wounds open all over its body. It is definitely not trying to stay there and fight. It is absolutely doing everything it can to get out of this situation.
All right, I will then hop over on top of Bocek for my next action.
Okay. All right, fair enough. All right, so that is Warple's turn. Top of the round, Basha, it is your turn.
Cook it, mother!
Yeah, I get that it's trying to get away, but I don't care because it just felled my friend, and I'm mad. So, because I was gonna let it go, but then Bocek went down. So
Okay.
now I'm like, fuck this, no. I think I'm just gonna firebolt it because no, my witch bolt's still up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which bolt?
No,
Yeah,
never mind.
so
No,
roll
witch bolt's
roll
still
a
up.
d12.
That doesn't count because I just dropped it.
You need to also be seeing it because right now you don't see it. So you can walk into the tower.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm walking then. And over poor Teague. That will be a 9.
Okay.
lightning.
Yeah, so
So-
the purplish black lightning that's surrounding it as it's moving away, you watch as it just flares, and you watch it just it twitch slightly, and more blood begins to just pour out of its mouth. Just the bottom of its snout is just covered in this greenish black blood.
Yeah.
All right,
And
what do you want to do?
Gorple, you've seen that look on her face again. That same look she had when she blew up that guy's head. She has that look on her face again because her friends are threatened. So just so you know. That's all I can do. I don't have a bonus action, so sadly, that is all for me.
Well, no, that the witch bolt is not an action. That happens.
Really?
Yeah, that happens as long
Oh,
as
wait,
you're
that just
concentrating.
happens?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Wait,
It
but
was an
then-
action.
Hang on. Yeah, wait. Let me check.
Let's just double check it. From what I understand, if I remember correctly, it just happens. It is not, I don't think it's your action.
No, you can use your action to deal.
Oh, okay.
That's
All
a
right.
shame because that would have been really cool. If it
Okay.
wasn't, but no, it is.
Right.
That-
I think the effect is you don't have to use it every round. It's just sitting there, and if you have a chance to just, do a D12, you do it. But if you wanted to do other things, it's still just waiting.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
might do firebolt next time if that didn't work. But yeah, that was my turn.
All right. Okay. All right. So that was Basha's turn. Drovar, it is now your turn.
Okay, if I go up those stairs, my move is only 25 instead of 30. Because, dwarf legs.
Right.
Can I get up the stairs close enough to, get a swing at it?
I would say that you would be able to. Yeah, you'd be able to get to a wing.
Okay.
And definitely take a hit on it. Yeah.
Okay. I just and I will go for reckless. I am gonna actually, because I'm feeling like I keep missing by one. I want to use the longsword.
Okay.
Just get that extra +1 in there.
Yeah, go for it.
$23.
23 does hit.
Okay, so with two hands, D10. So this is an extra 2 on top. Rolled a 1, but it bumps it up. It's still 7 points.
7 points of damage. All right. How do you want to kill this dragon?
Yes.
Fucking
Yes!
Drovar.
Yeah, I just stomp, and just the sword comes out, and just in Dwarvish, it's like for Ironhelm, and he leaps off, knowing it's his last chance, and he just swings with the sword, both hands, and basically cuts the wing off.
Okay.
And that, that's the last bit of damage. The blood just coming out of this thing
Right.
as he lands on the ground.
Nice. All right. So as you watch Drovar just run up these stairs, just kind of puts his axe back, pulls out the sword, and leaps off and says, "For Ironhelm!" And as he says this, you watch what looks like almost a multiple image of dwarves just appear around him. These spectral, like 4 of them. They seem to kind of surround him, and as he screams for Ironhelm and leaps, they all just seem to enter his body. And as he jumps off, there's almost like this, like a slow-mo image of these dwarves. And Drovar himself is glowing like this blue color. And as he does, you just watch as the sword just rips through the muscle and sinew of the wings, just completely detaching it from the rest of the body. The dragon roars in pain and screams. And then you just watch as it just falls away, falls away from the side of the tower, and with a large just lands on the ground and just
I will kill you.
And it just stops. The breathing ends. It just stops moving, and you just watch as the blood continues to pour from its wounds. Drovar, leaping off, you drop to the ground. You do take.
Mm-hmm.
You take. It's going to be 16 points of bludgeoning damage reduced to 8 because you are raging.
Okay.
But it's like a 3-point landing, just. And you're just kind of standing there watching the blood pool around and that blue glow, and almost like and Basha, you've actually, it seems similar to a spell that you've seen other wizards cast called Blur, where they look kind of slightly out of focus and jittering, but Drovar is not jittering. It's just there seems to be something slightly out of focus. You can almost make out what seems to be like additional images of dwarves in his features, and then just as quickly as you see it, it begins to fade as he stands there.
Yeah, I walk over as the dragon's like just gives its last sort of gurgling, and I just raise the axe. It's like, I made a promise, going on the wall. I just like take its head right off.
Yeah, without an issue, you just lop its head off. It takes you like 2 or 3 tries, but you're able to lop its head off. And it's just now pooling blood around. You do see that the blood is just kind of releasing this kind of like smoke and slight noxious smell from it, and you kind of step back and watch, and just but you do see your fallen friend Bocek. Gorple is you're kind of on top of him.
I'm gonna shove a good berry in his mouth and make him chew it. Remember, the party's not over. The party's not over.
Yeah. Yeah. You wake up, Bocek, at 1 hit point. You're still prone, but you are alive. There is this nasty smell that's starting to kind of permeate the area, but you're wondering, Bocek, you are kind of wondering if someone farted or maybe you shit yourself. You're not 100% sure.
Question: did Bocek shit himself, or did someone kill Dragon, or maybe both?
It's probably the dragon emptying its load.
Yeah, I can't answer the second one because I'm not sure.
So as you all stand there, watching this, the blood pool around this dragon, your friend brought back from the edge of death, that is where we are going to call it for the evening.
Nice.
Good game,
Okay,
guys.
you
Good
mentioned
game.
treasure. Where is it? No, it's fine.
Damn.
we can get to that. We can get to that next week.
I know.
I thought my number was up at the round one.
So
It's
did
like, oh,
I.
this is ugly.
I thought
Yeah.
we were gonna all have to run. I was like, we're gonna have to run. We can't do this, and we did it.
Yeah, no,
It's like, maybe I'll ask the chat to give me some options for a character. I'll just roll randomly for those choices. Next time.
I seriously can't believe we won that.
Neither can I. I said I was not expecting that. I really thought we were gonna die.
World's greatest D&D weapon, a net, man. It's one hell of a net.
That's a hell of a net.
Yo, that net made a big difference.
And then that clutch fucking toe claw that's a fucking knock prone attack. I was like, yes.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, good game, guys. That was great. Excellent. Yeah, you all fought a dragon and came out. Oh,
And fucking Drovar fucking killed it, man. Redeeming yourself from that old goblin fight. Just redemption.
Yeah, and just
This
totally.
this is your redemption story.
Totally. And the head of this thing, how big is it? This.
it is. All right, so it's a large dragon. It is. The head itself is probably about the size of Bocek's torso.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah. Big. So he's kind of lugging this thing. He's like, I need a wall to hang this on.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like Bocek's opening line is best opening line. Sorry, go ahead.
that was an interesting battle cry, Bocek. For sure.
So during the last break, I told my partner about what we were doing, and she's just like, "You want some blue? You want some yellow? That's a green dragon. You want
Yeah.
some fuck?"
Want some fuck? Yeah. Becky is hoe.
Oh man, that's great. So excellent game, guys. That was great. You mostly came out of that unscathed.
Completely uninjured. I think everyone here panicked a lot more than they should have. I don't know what's wrong with you.
I was a few points away from being permed. Okay.
Yeah, that was
It was
lucky.
terrifying.
I just couldn't hit the broadside of a barn except for round one, terrible damage, and then I couldn't hit anything. I was like, all right, last shot.
Yeah, I switched to real dice because I was getting mad again. I was like, these digital dice have it out for me, man. I swear. Halfway through a fight, they're just like, no, you're never gonna do anything again.
Same. Those digital dice hate me.
Yeah. So digital dice are great, but always have your regular dice as backup.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Because if real dice were rolling that way, again, they'd be in dice jail.
Oh, yeah.
Halfway through that, I'd be like, no.
No, that was excellent. So next week we will see what possible treasure it was talking about. But it definitely felt like that dragon thought it was a dragon. Like it could take you. It's fine. It was clearly wrong. But yeah, no. And Drovar, man, just making the first hit also made a huge difference.
Yeah, because then once I got the hit, then the my rage ability came in, and that gave Teague resistance, which that was key.
Made a big difference.
He couldn't have survived that poison, save or not. So at that point, it didn't matter.
Yeah. So, but great game.
Yeah, but Teague did get attacked earlier, and without the disadvantage and resistance, Teague would have went down before he got that clutch tackle.
Sack of bricks.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. So you guys level 3 took down a young green dragon. Good job. Good job. That's awesome.
Sweet.
Alrighty. So yeah, excellent, great game, guys. Thank you everybody for joining us. I hope that you enjoyed a classic dragon fight, a classic Dungeons and Dragons.
We got
dragon
fight. We got dragons.
We got it
I'm
all.
all right here.
We got it all. Dungeons and Dragons. So, and next week, we'll see what else we have. Because they haven't finished exploring the ruins yet. So we shall.
Holy
see.
shit! CR8.
Yeah. How did we do that, guys? That was crazy.
Yeah.
Although any party against one creature can usually take it out.
If you can survive that alpha strike that it did, it's like we can and we spread out. And it was like, oh, that breath weapon, don't, oh, here it comes.
Yep. Oh yeah, no, you did enough damage that it was like, oh, I'm not taking any more chances. Blah. But before that point, you had all done some decent damage to it, so it was just like, oh no. So, but no, it was excellent game. And everybody, again, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you had so much fun. We had a blast. We are going to close as we always do. We are going to raid someone in our community who is a supporter and friend of the stream. So let's see, who do we have? Why are you not showing me everybody? That's not cool. Let's see, because there's got to be more people on. Hold on one second. Who we have? Yes, there. See, I knew.
They're all watching us. That's why. They're all paying attention to us. That's cool.
All right, so who do we got? Yeah, we have, there we go. I know who we're rating. We are rating Dresden. Dresden is a good friend of the stream. He is someone who absolutely supports everything we do, and also supports not only his own community, but multiple communities. He's a great guy. Please show him some love. He definitely deserves it. And as we close out again, happy International Trans Day, Trans Rights Day. Again, we want to make sure that everybody knows we support all of you. We see you. We love you all. You are all welcome here, no matter who you are. You never feel like in this community or in any of my streams, any stream that I do, that you are unwelcome. You are always welcome. And as we close out, it's more poignant than ever. How I close, please be good to yourself. Please be good to others. Take care of others, and don't forget to take care of yourself. Until we see you next time. Take care.